We welcome you to Richmond, Virginia, the host of round 2 of the opening round of the Juggernaut Truck Series playoffs. I'm Dustin Allen. In the booth with me today, it's Josh Coppernol, and joining us today, a special guest, Bennett Allen is joined the booth with us. Bennett Allen and Josh Coppernol, both of you guys, welcome.
Hey, how you doing, Dawson? Looking forward to this one. Took another week off, of course, for the Juggernaut Truck Series. MartinPC.com Truck Series did. We're back. I'm looking forward to it. Richmond, one of my favorite short tracks, and when you get these guys who put on a great show week in and week out, it is bound to be an amazing show. I think we're gonna have ourselves a treat on our hands tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Watch some guys do some truck racing at Richmond. Hopefully they put on a good show for us, and we have some fun up here in the booth with the boys.
Indeed, it should be a good time. So, round 2 of the first round of the playoffs. Of course, we saw 2 weeks ago at IRP, Eric Wineland was the first driver to lock up a spot into the next round of the playoffs. We'll try to see if we can get a look at him. There he is on pit road, the driver, the number 21. Currently unsponsored, but he's been looking for sponsors. He's been digging around. I think we've seen a couple people reach out actually and talk to him about trying to get on that truck. But as of right now, still a plain white truck. But it doesn't matter what's on that truck. He's still got those 2 wins, the last 2 wins in this series. So going to be a driver to keep your eye on tonight.
You know, it is crazy because nobody expected him to take that win at IRP late in the going, but strategy call is what got him the win. He took 2 tires, everybody else took 4. Even when I saw him take 2 tires, I did not think it was going to work. Had a couple of cautions later that helped eliminate more laps off of the board, and sure enough, he was still out front when the checkered flag fell. Eric Wineland took the win, advanced himself to the next round, and you watch tonight. Eric Wineland, he doesn't need points. He's good for the race tonight and the race that we're going to see coming up in just a couple weeks as well, that hey, maybe he just goes out and tries to get himself another win rather than stage points.
You mentioned somebody that's not worried about the point situation. Let's talk about the flip side of that. Somebody that needs points today, as you see him slide down the front straightaway here in practice. That's the 25 of Alonso Chicano. He comes into this race. He is currently 10th in points. He is just 6 points below the cut line, so not too big of a gap for him to have to overcome, but it's still the case of you're 6 points on the outside looking in, so you're going to have to race a little more aggressively. And we've seen Alonso Chicano race aggressively, haven't we?
Oh, absolutely. The one thing that gives me hope about Alonso Chicano is I know he's really good at short tracks. He knows he's really good at short tracks. Specifically, Richmond is probably his best short track. Now, he is sitting 5th here in the practice charts, but it's not that far off. In fact, between everybody in the top 5, it's only a difference of a 10th in time. Watch for Alonso Chicano. He's going to be really fast here in this race, and I think he's going to have a good chance or a good shot at taking the win later on.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be exciting to see what these guys can do, and you can, get on top here and watching these guys in practice. They all look pretty fast, within about 5/10 of each other, and top 5 or about top 7 are within 1/10 of each other. So I have a feeling that we're going to have a really, really good race on our hands here, and just got to see what happens.
Yeah, 7 guys within 0.2 of a second there. The top 6, just about a 1/10 of a second. You see Cameron Stone, currently P1. Mason Lowry, P2. Zach Rinker is 3rd. Brian Haynes, 4th. You see Alonso 5th, and Adam Benefield is 6th. And of course, the difference in these drivers throughout the field here, Mason Lowry, Brian Haynes, Adam Benefield, they are not in the playoffs. They are just out here racing pretty much for wins. At this point, you can talk about the battle of the points, the lower half of the points, but in all reality, they're battling just for wins at this point. So not really too much on the line for them as compared to someone like Cameron Stone, Zach Rinker, or Alonso Chicano, who are all battling to stay alive in this playoffs.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about this type of racing is those that aren't, in the playoffs still get to race. You look at a guy like Adam Benefield, not in the playoffs, but he is a strong contender. Any track you put him on, I fully expect him to start last like he does every week. But, got a former Pro Series driver in the field. Of course, Adam Benefield is going to compete for wins. And so, that's the beautiful thing about the playoffs. And I think a guy like Eric Wineland would love to see a guy like Adam Benefield take the win, because that means that, once again, Eric is the only one that is still locked into the next round, where everybody else has to continue to fight for their shot to make it into the next round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I've raced with Benefield before. He's a really good driver, races really clean, and one time I've raced with him before was during the Rockingham 508, which was a very fun race for me. It was interesting turnout, or interesting outcome. But yeah, he's a really good driver, and hopefully he can get that win, even though that's really all he's racing for, is just to have fun and win.
You see the 17 of Craig Fryer, currently 9th fastest on the board. You see Jeffrey Armistead fly into him, coming through turn 1 there. Definitely making an impact there. You see the 17 leaving the track after that one. But just looking through the field at some of these guys that are out here racing, there's Mason Lowry, currently 2nd fastest on the board. He missed the playoffs. He was making a last-ditch effort at Pocono, but got wiped out pretty early. Wound up sending him home relatively quickly. But here he is tonight, 2nd fastest. So you got to wonder if that's one of those things where he's just thinking what else he could have tried to do to make these playoffs, to go out there and try to contend.
Another guy out here just making his first laps in practice, number 42, Nolan Hodson. He is a playoff driver. Kind of has some quiet races. Very curious to know what he's going to do. We know he's a fast driver, always up front, but has some quiet races at times. And he's just making his first laps here in practice. 15th on the board so far, but watch for that to improve.
Yeah, right behind him, that's the one of Dustin Hall, the other car that's a member of that EPI group at Team Conti with Adam Benefield. We've seen him get a couple of hiccups throughout this season as he's raced alongside Adam. Adam's been able to succeed, but Dustin's just had some stuff not go his way. A couple incidents that he got sucked into, really had nowhere to go. So definitely interested to see how he can do tonight. I see right now he is 9th fastest on the boards. We'll have to see what he can do as this night goes on, and if he can try to make a charge towards the front like his teammate has been able to in the past few weeks. Just coming down to about 3 minutes and 40 seconds there. 15 trucks have currently posted a lap. In regards to the playoff drivers so far, the ones you don't see, Rich Petrucco. I do not see the 15 of Carl Felver. I'm told both of them will not be here tonight. Then you've also got Nick Stein and Andrew Schartner, who are not here yet. And if Andrew Schartner is not here, of course, that takes him from what was essentially all but a must-win to a must-win. He is 30 points below the cut line after missing the first race. And so missing the second one's not going to help, because he's just going to end up dropping completely to needing to win Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas is another tough one as well. Mile and a half, but it takes a lot of speed, aero, and that's going to be a tough one for him. If he's not able to show up tonight, he's got a lot of work to do at Kansas.
Another playoff driver Out running right now, Dalton Kelly in the 45. Right now is 11th fastest. He's got himself a bit of a gap. He's currently 19 points to the good on the cut line, so a good run tonight, even if it's not flashy, just staying clean, could very well net him a good amount of points to almost all but lock him in to that next round.
Yeah, points will continue to play a big factor in these races moving forward, and it'll also create more exciting racing as well. So as a short track, tempers could flare, but whoever is fastest, will obviously be on top.
So we're winding down our laps here. You see some of these drivers looking to try to attempt to make some green flag stop simulations, or at the very least just trying to see if they can't get down to pit road in a good, clean way. That's very well what we'll have to be looking out after to see how they can get onto pit road for a green flag stop. I believe we have a driver ready for an interview here. Let's see if we can pull him in and talk to him here. This is Rich Petrucco, the driver of the number 27 truck. Rich, how you doing?
I'm here, you surprised me. Hey guys, how you doing?
Well, Rich, we noticed you're not here tonight. I've been told that you will not be able to make the race tonight, so pressure's going to be on come Kansas time. How you feeling about that one?
It's going to be interesting. I'm bummed to see that there's a low truck count this week, but that does help me as far as points are concerned, because there's two guys in the playoffs that aren't there as well tonight, so that certainly helps. I got a feeling Adam Benefeld is gonna come and take the win, so that also plays into the playoff favor for me. So we'll see what happens. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, and you're not the only one missing tonight. I've been informed Carl Felver will not be here tonight, and so far we also do not see Nick Stein or Andrew Schartner, neither of which have appeared for the session yet, as we get ready to go into qualifying. So a couple of guys that are not going to be here. It's going to give you an opening to at least have more of a buffer heading into Kansas. So what are your feelings like, knowing that you got Kansas and also the All-Star race even coming up here in these coming weeks?
I feel pretty good. I really enjoy Kansas, and I know EPI is going to bring the smoke. The sets are already doing well for that track this week, so looking forward to it. Our Michigan setup is really on fire as well, so we're going to come in for that All-Star race and just full send, man, go for broke.
Alrighty, Rich. Well, you're on an off week by yourself here tonight. Not racing with us, but probably gonna tune in and see what's going on here. So I hope you're having a good night, and can't wait to see you back on the track again.
Yeah, man, I'm air quotes, I'm working. So I'll definitely check in later, and have a great night to you guys as well.
Alrighty, that was Rich Petrucco, the driver number 27, not here tonight, but will be back with us for Kansas for the cutoff race. Rich, have a good one. And so as qualifying now is underway, we see a couple guys are already out making laps. We see Dale Leakus Jr. pulling off of pit lane. It looks like Brett Bennett has set a lap time, or at least is getting ready to start a lap time, but he spins it. And just like that, he was going to have a lap time. Now he's going to have nothing. He is not going to get a qualifying lap done. Incidents in both laps is going to prohibit him from having one. Mason Lowry looks like he has just spun as well. So two drivers already having issues throughout qualifying. We see Brian Haynes. He and Nolan Hodson have the top two spots. Now Craig Fryer has taken the number one spot. We see Brian Haynes coming through 3 and 4 to set his second lap. And as he crosses the line here, he will improve to the P1 with a 21.8. So Brian Haynes takes it to P1 as we see Dale Leakus Jr. coming through 3 and 4, looking to set his second lap. At the line this time, it's going to be a 21.861, just short of the pole position.
I was just watching Cameron Stone, driver the number 57, and on his first lap, he absolutely hit the wall going into turn 1. He's on his second lap now, I believe, and scrapes the wall coming out of 2. That's going to invalidate the time. So it seems like a lot of drivers having issues in qualifying, which is a little bit surprising to me.
And there he goes for a slide.
Yeah, that's not what he wants to see, but yeah, it's kind of surprising to me. The track temp is pretty cool. Air temp 72, track temp 75 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm a little bit surprised to see that a lot of drivers here are having issues.
And Jeffrey Armistead too. He goes for a slide. So another driver with issues in qualifying. And just as he slides, Eric Wineland now coming down the back straightaway. You see only 4 drivers have posted a successful lap. Everybody else has just not been able to do so as Wineland crosses the line this time. He scores a 24.858, and that's good for 5th because everybody else is struggling in qualifying. So, gotta wonder if this is a strategy called by the 21 team. Take it slow and take it easy for this qualifying time to make sure you don't spin it out and lose out on qualifying. You see him come through 3 and 4. He'll cross the line, this time by much faster at 21.9. And just as he completes his lap, Dalton Kelly now 6th fastest on the board as he comes through 1 and 2 for his second lap. Zach Rinker, I believe, had an issue, spun on the back straightaway, so he will not score time. Jeffrey Armistead struggling, had another spin off of turn 2. As see Dalton Kelly cross the line this time, a 21.728 puts him P1. What a lap by Dalton Kelly.
Alonso Chicano taking his laps. He brushed the wall out of turn 4 on his first lap and then spun out on his second lap. So even Alonso Chicano here, a guy that I was hyping up a few minutes ago, said he's really good at short tracks, and especially Richmond. Even he's having some issues tonight.
And you see him spin again at a 4. Another issue for Alonso Chicano. Issues for all of the playoff drivers, or for the majority of the field even. As you see Jeffrey Armistead, it looks like he's out just turning some extra laps to get some extra track time. Zach Rinker coming through 4. I believe he has just got his 2nd fastest lap of the session, and that will do it for qualifying. Only 7 drivers, I believe, were able to post a lap. Man,
the joys of qualifying. From the highest of highs to the lowest of lows. You see that, the relative being the green, and then, push it too hard in 3 and 4 and loop it around. It's crazy. Saw so many guys lose it, but, it's all right. We have a very, very long race ahead of us, 250 laps, so there's plenty of time for these drivers to make it up.
As you see them begin to grid. Let's take a look at the starting lineup, presented by Mart on PC. Dalton Kelly on pole, who's outside is Zach Rinker. Row 2 sees Brian Haynes and Dale Leakus Jr. making up that top 4.
Starting 5th is going to be Eric Wineland with Craig Fryer to his outside. Nolan Hodson, last driver to take a qualifying time, will start 7th, and Cameron Stone to his outside in position number 8.
P9 sees Adam Bennett alongside him, his Team Conti teammate Dustin Hall in the 1. That rounds out your top 10. Then back in row 11 and row 6 is Alonso Chicano and Mason Lowry.
Starting 13th is going to be Brett Bennett with Jeffrey Armistead to his outside in 14th. 15th is going to be Brian C. Smith, and tonight's caboose is going to be Dakota Knoll in the number 5 machine, starting in 16th.
He will be the caboose. Brian Smith, though, has informed me as well he won't be racing. So a 15-truck field for the second race of the first round of the playoffs. why don't you say we take a look through the field and make our picks on who we think's going to win? We'll let the guests go first. So, Bennett, who's your pick to win tonight?
I'm gonna go with the safe bet and say Adam Benefield's gonna take it home tonight. You saw a pretty fast car in practice, and hopefully, you know, he can just keep that speed going and keep it clean throughout the whole race and come home with the dub.
I'm looking at this qualifying. This is insane. We have some a weird starting lineup, but you know what? I'm gonna go with Eric Wineland. He won at IRP last time out, another short track, albeit it was by strategy, but he's already got a couple wins on the season. He knows how to win. I think Eric Wineland's going to get it done to collect another win on the season.
And I'm going to take a gamble here. I'm going for somebody that I think will be able to not only race well, but survive the mayhem. I'm going to go with the driver of the 57. That is Cameron Stone. I think Cameron Stone is going to be the guy to win tonight. And I think he's going to lock himself into the next round with this win coming here at Richmond.
All these picks are pretty strong picks, but you have to know that it could literally be anybody in this field. It could be anywhere from Dalton Kelly in first to Dakota Nolan last. So, as we're coming down the back straightaway, coming to the green, we'll see what happens. But, long race ahead of us, and anything can happen.
And not only that, we're going to see a lot of trucks that aren't going to come home clean. There's going to be a lot of beat-up trucks coming home after this one tonight. So, coming through 3 and 4, the pace car is going to dive down pit lane. Dalton Kelly, Zach Rinker take the front row. The green flag is out. We're racing in Richmond. Wide through turn 1 they come. You see him move to the inside, and here comes Zach Rinker now trying to make a move on Dalton Kelly. The battle is all throughout the field, but we see lap 1 is going to go to Dalton Kelly in the 45. And a spinner down to the back. I believe that's Brett Bennett, the 47. He's in the grass, and he's going to try to be able to get it fired back up and going here. So Brett Bennett already with issues early on here as we go back to the front. Dalton Kelly continuing to hold the race lead.
Side-by-side battling between Eric Wineland
Ooh!
and, Greg Fryer in the wall.
Stacking up the field, Dustin Hall is around. Mason Lowry got in the back of him.
Still green.
No caution yet, but another incident this time, though it takes out. It includes a playoff driver, I should say, the 17 of Greg Fryer.
Crazy, man. No caution came out there.
We are side-by-side for the lead now as Zach Rinker is underneath Dalton Kelly looking for the lead. Dalton trying to stay strong on the outside. I think Rinker has the advantage now as Kelly is struggling to stay on the top side. Kelly's going to drive it into the corner, get a little wide. Now advantage Rinker on exit, I assume, here. And that's the way it looks. Rinker clear of Kelly. Kelly with a run, though. Trying so hard to get to that outside of Rinker.
Dalton Kelly really trying to pin on the outside, but once you get stuck on the outside, sometimes you can't get back in line. As a third-place car, Bale Leakis looking to the inside of Zach Rinker going to, Dalton Kelly going to the 3. As Zach Rinker is your leader coming off of 4 as they're side-by-side for second.
As this race continues on, let's see if we can go back and see what happened to the driver of the 17. This was the start. It's a little too far back for this one, but just a hectic, chaotic start. We'll go back and see what happened to Brett Bennett here. This was the first lap. As they came up to speed, we see the field was all kinds of bunched up still. And I think Bennett was just trying not to take anybody out. He gets underneath the 56 of Mason Lowry and just loses it. Spins around, gets in the grass, and was able to avoid a caution coming out. But then, just immediately after that, coming through 1 and 2, they're still side by side. The 17 was with the 42. They started 3 wide, so definitely a lot of room for error. And I believe the 17 just gets loose here up top, just overcorrects it, hits the wall, and that stacks up to 1. And the 56 just right into him.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for the drivers involved, but You know, as we remain green, they still have a lot of time that they can make up, and you know, since it's a short track, cautions can come out at any time for any sort of reason. As there's a great battle right now between the 86 and the 57. It's going to be for, I believe, 5th place. 57 clears the 86 coming off of 4. 86 looking inside. No, he's going to stay right behind him. Staying content.
Cameron Stone is on a mission to get up to the front. Of course, they're passing Brian Haynes. A little bit of a gap between himself and Dalton Kelly. Dalton, of course, dropping 3 positions from where he started. Kelly in P4 now. After he lost the lead, Dale Leakus Jr. and Eric Wineland was able to get around Dalton Kelly.
You know, Richmond being a really difficult track at some times, as the tires begin to wear, the less grip you have, and you know, when you're trying to carry a lot of speed through the corners, sometimes exit can be scary. So it's going to be interesting to see as the run goes on, you know, whose truck's going to shine late run. So we're coming off of 4 to complete lap 12. Still a very long race ahead of us, as everyone seems to be about single file, just running their own race. And, you know, trying to conserve some tire, maybe save a little bit of fuel, and start planning for strategies as the race goes on.
Yeah, and I'm looking to see when that first stage comes out here. It's going to be on lap number 70, so we still got a ways to go for this first stage to be over. So definitely going to be a big strategy play just to see, you know, making it this long of a stretch. If we don't get a caution, just making it this long on these tires to not, you know, burn them up so early. As you see Dalton Kelly now under fire from Cameron Stone, who's trying to march through the field. You know, with that lap 70, the stage break, you know, 10 drivers will score points. And so some of these guys that are trying to battle on that edge of the playoff cut line are really going to want to battle here for these points they can get. Alonso Giacano, you see, is 9th. Nolan Hodson, 8th. Cameron Stone and Dalton Kelly here in 4th and 5th. Wineland is 3rd. Leakus Jr. is 2nd. And Zach Rinker is 1st. As you see, it looks like Hodson and Giacano were swapping that spot back and forth, back in the background there, side by side at the same time. Adam Benefield goes by the 86 of Brian Haynes. And Alonso Giacano looks to the inside of Nolan Hodson. This is for the 8th position, and he'll take it.
You know, seems like right after Eric Wineland was able to get around Dalton Kelly, Dalton Kelly did not allow Eric Wineland to pull away. Looks like Wineland starting to get a little bit of a gap, but really it's been pretty close between them. And now that Kelly is facing pressure from Cameron Stone behind, wondering if that is helping keep Kelly up there. But as I say that, Cameron Stone looking around the outside of Dalton Kelly, trying to take the 4th position away, and Stone will be able to. So now he is clear by full trunk length, and now growing.
Cameron Stone is on a mission. He is going for the front. He is going for the lead. He's going for the stage win, perhaps even too. So he is pushing it hard to get to the front of the field here.
Yeah, every point counts. You know, in the playoffs, you know, some races you might not be, you know, as good as you are at certain tracks too. So, you know, maybe he really is going for them stage points, and he's not holding back at all. As you can see, gets a kind of wide entry in the 1 and get a straight exit off of 2. And we'll see what he does here in 3, as he does the traditional line, get right down to that yellow line and wraps it pretty well. It's a good straight exit as he's chasing down the 21 truck of Eric Wineland. This time he sends it really deep in the 1 here. Just trying different lines, trying to see where the grip is, and trying to gain, you know, any tenth he can.
Look out back, the 21 of Eric Wineland, of course, the only driver that's racing comfortably right now. He has got a ticket to the next round after winning IRP. He doesn't have too much to worry about, so he's just kind of out here riding around, having a little bit of fun, and currently scored P3 right now. So a good run going so far for Eric Wineland. The current defending winner, both winning IRP and Pocono, the last 2 races we have run in the Juggernaut Truck Series.
Back, I'm seeing a battle between 25 Alonso Chicano right there at the rear tailgate of 86 Brian Haynes. Looks like Chicano trying to get around Haynes. Chicano's going to look low. Haynes running that middle line. They're going to be side by side off corner at exit of turn 4. And look at Chicano with a huge momentum gain. Off 4 is easily going to clear Brian Haynes. And Haynes sends it in a little bit deep there. That's going to help Chicano down the back straightaway into 3.
Yeah, 3 and 4 is really hard to hold that middle lane sometimes. You know, when you get those left side tires right on that yellow line, there seems to be just some, more grip down there. And just shot off the corner and passed him really cleanly. Good to see. There's a battle between Adam Benefield and the 45 of Dalton Kelly. Benefield on the inside, trying to look, going into 3. 45 is going to look high here, trying to run that middle lane as we just saw. And Benefield still side by side. He's going to ride into turn 1, and it looks like the 45 is going to concede the position to 83. Might try a crossover. Might be able to do it. No. Adam Benefield's going to get the position, and he's going to be now P5.
See Dalton Kelly, he's been a bit of a free fall since the start. Starting up on pole, leading the first couple laps, but after that he has just continued to drop. As you see now, he has got the 83 ahead of him. The 25 of Alonso Chicano now sets his sights on the 45 of Dalton Kelly. That would be for the 6th position if Alonso can take it. So definitely a good time to make some runs going through the field to try to get to the front to get those points at the end of the stage.
Yeah, I've been really watching these 2 leaders. The 2 guys are watching right now of Zach Rinker and Dale Leakus. And Dale Leakus, from the last 5 laps, he's really been able to catch Zach as he was, 5/10ths back and almost within 4 here as he's had a pretty decent lap and is still chasing him down going into 1. So he's just slowly closing in that gap, seeing if he can try to make a pass, later in this run. As I think you said the stage was 70, correct?
Lap 70, yes.
So we're almost halfway in stage 1 here. Just gotta see what happens between these 2 leaders as there's still, battles further back. And a pretty big gap between 2nd and 3rd and 3rd and 4th. Eric Wineland just, running his own race right now. No man's land with no one to battle with, which is probably good for him as he wants to keep his truck clean.
You say that, looking back, the battle for 4th is about to heat up. Adam Benefield is catching the 57 of Cameron Stone. So that's looking like a battle that's about to start heating up here. You see the 83 right behind the 57. Closing in here as they go down to the 3 and 4. This will be to complete lap 31 of 250 laps.
Looks like Adam Benefield's trucks, starting to come in late here. Maybe, he purposely didn't get a good, qualifying spot just to humble himself and, trying to save some tires as he's trying to get through the field. As Zach Rinker trying to get around the lap car of the 47 of Brett Bennett on the front straightaway. Now back straightaway. But some issues between maybe a little bit trying to pass the lap car for Dale Leakus. And looks like Eric Wineland is starting to pull in the leaders a little bit because of the lap car.
Well, as this action all heats up, you're not going to miss a thing. We're going to step away for a minute. We're going to take you side by side. Don't go anywhere. You are watching Mardon PC 250 at Richmond.
Huge mistake.
Kevin Harvick.
Choose Mobil 1 Synthetic instead. It protects engines better than conventional motor oil.
Really?
Seriously. It keeps engines in excellent condition for over 250,000 miles.
You expect me to believe a paid spokesman?
Well, how about an unpaid spokesman?
Not getting paid for this?
You are.
Get 250,000 miles of protection. Upgrade to Mobile One.
50 laps to go, and here comes Casey Kane in for a pit. Wow, that was fast. Boy, I want to see that again in slow motion, Doug. Okay, that was something I did not see the first time, Pete. Boy, you catch a lot more detail when you slow things down.
I guess so.
Those look good.
Yeah. Oh, Casey's always got time for arm wrestling.
Amazing.
Yes, she is, Pete.
Boy, you blink an eye and you miss all that.
Impressive. Casey Kane's always impressive.
With this automatic egg cooker, I get 7 perfectly cooked, hard-boiled eggs, which is perfect for my 7-day test zone with Carvana, where I get 7 days to make sure my new ride fits my lifestyle, especially my snacks. Day 1, great source of protein.
Ooh. Call Logano. Hey, Joey, you can save money if you fill up at Shell if you use Advanced Auto Parts Speed Perks.
Dude, I'm way ahead of you.
You saved at the pump?
Yeah, I saved at the pump.
The pump?
The pump.
He saved at the pump!
Woo! Now you can save at the pump when you shop at Advance Auto Parts. Learn more at advanceautoparts.com/gas rewards.
Now, it's my turn.
Nothing's tougher than a Mahindra tractor.
Except a bigger Mahindra tractor.
Pound for pound,
This one's still tougher. Tough. Tougher. Tough. Tougher.
Mahindra, the official tractor of Tough and Stewart Haas Racing.
I got a race this weekend. I'll see you later.
You didn't miss a beat of the action. We continue on here at Richmond for the running of the Mardon PC 250. As we get back to the action here, it's getting ready to be a real exciting race. Things are starting to heat up big time as this race continues on. Lap 42 of 250. Zach Ringer continues to lead as you see the 17 of Craig Fryer now going a lap down. So business is picking up, and it's definitely not going to slow down anytime soon here. It's going to continue to go on. This will continue to be a fierce battle as this race carries on.
Yep, it's always fun to see leaders trying to make their way around lap cars. You know, as you know, I'm on other leagues as well. It's just sometimes stressful as a leader as you're, getting into the corner. You're in a groove, and then all of a sudden there's some dude maybe a couple tenths slower to a second slower, and you have to maneuver your way around when your ultimate goal is to pull away from the guy in second. But both the leaders made their way around the lap car pretty well. They're still within a second of each other, but looks like they're just both kind of sitting and just chilling out right now, running their race and trying to make it to the end of stage 1.
Looking back here, battle for 6 heating up. Alonzo Chicano is here side by side with Dalton Kelly. They've both got the 57 of Cameron Stone, so a 3-truck battle heating up. This would be for the top 5 spots, the 5th, 6th, and 7th, excuse me, as these 3 continue to carry on here. As we are at lap 46, I believe that puts us at about 25 to go to get to the end of the stage. So as you see, Stone bobbles a little. That's allowing Dalton Kelly to make a run at him. He wants to try to go for this position, and he is going to try to make the pass, because that extra point he can get will be all so important here to try to move on to the next round.
Speaking of extra points, I'm watching here in the back. Dustin Hall just got around Nolan Hodson. Hall, of course, not a playoff driver. Hodgson is. Hodgson is in P10. But Dakota Knoll, who's in P11, is also right here at the back tailgate of Nolan Hodgson. So Hodgson, he could even be in a position where he doesn't even get any stage points And if you look just behind Noel is Jeffrey Armistead, the 12th place truck at the moment. It looks like Dakota Noel may have slid up just a little bit. That upset the line of Nolan Hodson. They're side by side down the backstretch into turn 3. So things not looking good for Nolan Hodson here in the closing laps of the end of the stage 1.
Almost hits in the wall there, just trying to get in this 10th position and keep it, but Dakota Noel passed him. There's a little check up there in 1 and 2, in the middle 1 and 2, and Dakota Noel's going to pull away from Nolan Hodgson and Jeffrey Armstead just a little bit more there after that huge checkout for some reason in the middle of 1 and 2. Hopefully there's no contact that might have gave either of these drivers damage, but you know, looking at Nolan coming off of turn 4 a couple laps ago, he looked a little tight. It just looked like the car can't get pointed center and went almost straight and just opened the door for Dakota Noel. And you know, you can see Dakota Noel right now pulling away from Nolan, just 10th by 10th each lap. Has to be frustrating for Nolan as he's just, you know, trying to get stage points, trying to stay in the playoffs.
And the big thing you say there about the stage points, looking at the points grid as they run, Nolan Hodson comes into this race. He has 3 points above the cutoff line. Cameron Stone just 1 above the cut line. Dale Lucas Jr. is on the other side of that, and is Alonso Chicano. And you see, Lucas is running 2nd, Stone is 5th, Chicano is 7th, and Hodgson's not going to score any points. So this could really throw a wrench in his plans, because this could easily be what will move him below the cut line as this race continues on.
Yeah, it has to be scary for Nolan, you know. Looking at next week, which I don't know, actually, me personally don't know what the race is next week, if y'all do.
It's Kansas next week.
So Kansas is a track that maybe Nolan could, you know, try to rebound from if he, you know, can't have a good point stay here, but you know, not getting stage points is just going to be rough, and it's going to be a long road ahead of him since almost pretty sure everybody else that's in the playoff got stage points here. So definitely probably some frustration from the 42 camp right now, and he's probably trying to figure out what to do to make his car better going into the next half of the race.
Yeah, the core numbers should be able to help him in Kansas, but you know, it'll be a long road there for him. But you know, he's at least, you know, while he is not going to score stage points, he's at least got the benefit of knowing that 2 guys ahead of him and 2 guys behind him did not show up for the race tonight. So where he's not going to get stage points, he's at least going to get points that some other drivers are not going to get. You know, Petrucco, Felver, Stein, and Schartner all did not make the race tonight. So those guys are not going to be able to score any points. So, you know, we're definitely going to see, you know, Hodson, while he's going to lose out on stage points, he's at least going to have points in the bank for this race that the other drivers are not. So a positive from all the negative, I guess. What do you take from that?
And I'm actually going to correct myself. Kansas is not next week. Kansas is the next points race. Kansas is actually going to take place September 7th. Next week, though, is the All-Star Race, which is taking place at one of my favorites, Michigan International Speedway. You can catch that live, of course, here on JCTV. All-Star Race should be an exciting one at that 2-miler. So, Kansas is not next week. Just wanted to make sure, correct that there, but
sorry to cut into you here, but we've got an intense battle continuing still. The lap truck of the 17 has enabled the 45 to get back to 5th. Alonso Chicano almost thought about going for both positions at once. So now these 3 are still packed in tight here for these stage points here. Dalton Kelly takes the 5th spot. You see Alonso Chicano to the inside of Cameron Stone. He looks like he's going to try to take the 6th spot. Sliding up into him almost. This battle's getting tight.
Yeah, it's good to see some respectful driving from these guys, but yeah, they want to be as close as they can. They get every point they can. As the 25 will get the position to 57. Will the 57 try to lunge it into turn 3? No. Be a little too far back from that but he's going to have to try to generate some runs as the 25 gets a little loose coming off of 4. And 57 got a great run coming off of 4. See if he can try to reel back in that 25 truck of... Oh, I forgot. I can't see. My bad.
It's Alonso Chicano on the 25. You're all fine there. But the thing I'm looking at, too, you know, Zach Rinker made it 10 to go this time by. He is not that far off with a 42 and a 20, so it's very possible we could see these two get lapped before the end of this stage. As you see, Nolan Hodson is heading into turn 1. Zach Rinker now enters as well, so even if it's just Hodson getting lapped, that really puts him behind the 8 ball because he has to start back behind everybody else on the restart if he has to take the free pass.
And with this race, I mean, we have not seen a caution yet for incident or a stage just yet, which is, you know, kind of surprising in a way, being a short track. But you got to think, okay, it's been this clean. We are going to see a caution. You could say sometimes cautions, free cautions. The way things are looking, I would not bank on it. If you're Nolan Hodson, you need to stay ahead of Zach Rinker here so that you don't have to start behind the longest line of the field here, and get to stay ahead of the cars that are the trucks rather that are a lap down.
Right now, the trucks that are a lap down, it's Mason Lowry, Brett Bennett, Greg Fryer, the lucky dog. The free pass right now belongs to Mason Lowry. We're watching this battle here. Dalton Kelly has caught the 47. That's Brett Bennett. He's trying to get around his teammate there, causing a little bit of issues that could end up costing us some stage points there. That 47, but he's able to get by and continue on. Now Alonso Giacano has to deal with the 47 of Brett Bennett in his way. And just looking back through the field here, I'm watching this 60 of Zach Rinker. He is still catching Nolan Hodson coming towards the end of this stage. As you see him come through 1 and 2, you see just up ahead is that 42 of Nolan Hodson. So dire issue for Nolan Hodson now and the 42 camp if they go a lap down.
On the other hand, Dawson, if I may, we got a battle for second place heating up. Eric Wineland is right there with Dale Leakus Jr. They're going to be entering into turn 1. Wineland not far behind at all. Looks like he's rolling through the center just a little bit better than Leakus is. Not quite able to make a move down the back straightaway just yet.
Trying to make that top lane work, or at the very least use the high side to his advantage. You see that run he can get. Man, he's so good at wrapping that line there, and he's just not able to get the run that he needs to catch up and pass the 69 of Dale Leakus. So we'll see this 21. You see he just kind of hits it in there, gets a great run off the corner, but he's just not able to maintain to get there to the side-by-side with the 69 truck.
It looks like Dale can just get the power down better. He's looking to his inside here, coming off of 4. That time the 21 got the power down real well, as we're, I think, 2 to go till the stage. So the 21's gonna look on the outside, try to get a good run off of 2. Rotates the center great in the middle. He's be right on the rear bumper of the 69 of Dale Leakus. Going into turn 3.
Adam Benefield is there in 4th. He just got by the lap truck of Mason Lowry, coming to 1 to go in the stage. Leakus got a little loose. Here comes Wineland yet again.
A little bit of a bump there in the middle of the front straightaway. What will Eric Wineland do coming to the green and white checkered flag here? Will he try to lunge into turn 3, or will he be content? It looks like he's trying to generate another run. A lot of speed coming to the corner is just not going to be enough.
Zach Rinker takes stage 1. See Dale Leakus Jr., Eric Wineland is 3rd. Adam Benefield 4th. Dalton Kelly will hold on to 5th. Alonso Giacano 6th. Cameron Stone comes through 7th. And it's going to be Brian Haynes 8th. Dustin Hall 9th. And Dakota Knoll rounds out the top 10 here. And we saw as well Nolan Hodson lapped by Zach Rinker. He will be the free pass, but it's a big hit to the driver of the 42.
Very unfortunate for Hodgson. It was just 1 lap too late. It was about the time that Rinker was crossing the line for the last lap of the stage that he was getting by Nolan Hodgson.
So looking through all those guys that scored stage points, you know, only 6 of them playoff drivers. Zach Rinker, Eric Wineland, Dalton Kelly, Cameron Stone, Dale Leakus Jr., and Alonso Giacano, the only drivers that were able to score some stage points in that one there. So we're going to go ahead and see if I can't get these points kind of sorted out and see what we got here. So the changeup we see out of that one. Now Nolan Hodson finds himself below the cut line. Cameron Stone 2 points above it after the stage. Alonso Chicano is down 5 points to the cut line at this point, if that is to be correct. But of course, math sometimes is kind of hard to do. It looks like he has only gained 1 point on the cut line coming into this one. Big gainer, of course, Dale Leakus Jr. He's 6 to the good now after that stage finish there, coming home P2 in stage number 1.
It was a real fun, clean stage number 1. The start was a little sketchy for some of the guys, but needless to say, I'm very surprised that went 70 laps without a caution coming out, but it just shows the talent that these guys have and the racecraft between these guys. These guys, they are so used to racing with each other. A lot of strong, fast, knowledgeable drivers racing in the MartinPC.com Truck Series. That was a pretty fun one to watch.
Well, what do you say you call up our stage 1 winner there, Josh?
Let's go ahead and do it. Hey, Zach, it's the boys up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep.
Hey, stage win there. You led almost all of that stage there. Had a little bit of a threat from Dale Leakus Jr. before finally pulling away. So, real quickly, before you go back green, what was it like there?
Pretty good. Made a couple adjustments for the race, and feels good right now. Just trying to keep up with it.
Is there any changes you made to the truck to maybe help with stage 2, or did you
left it alone after that one there? See how this one goes.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you get back to it, and maybe we'll talk to you a little bit later.
All right.
It's back into FFR, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Going back green here for the start of the next stage. Going in turn 1, you have Zach Rinker, Eric Wineland, and Dale Leakus, 1, 2, 3. Looks like Dale Leakus got a little loose coming off of 2, but remain pretty much single file here up front. As further back, there's battles for, looks like 7th, and a little bit further on back. And it looks like Eric Wineland's going to try to make a lunge and try to take the lead from Zach Rinker. And again, still the 69 of Dale Leakus behind him as he's going to look, maybe give him a little bit of a shot going into 3. And still remains the same top 3. Eric Wineland still looking, lurking, waiting for a, trying to find a position. He's going to look a little high here, trying to get a run off of 2. Just can't really get a throttle down. There's a battle further back for 5th.
The 83s, you see the 5 wiggle off the exit of 4. Bennett able to take the spot. Dalton Kelly follows behind, looking to pass the 5 truck as well.
Great battles all the way through the field here. As even further back behind Dakota Knoll, there's a battle for, let's see.
Battle for 8th there. It looks like Cameron Stone and Brian Haynes. And you see back behind them, Brett Bennett side by side with the 42 Nolan Hodson. Doesn't matter though, Bennett's still down a lap. He did not take the wave around, but he's still racing Hodson pretty hard, which was the issue that caused the late caution on the race at IRP. Was the battle between these two, battling for position ahead of race leader Rich Petrucco. So these two got into it, and it wound up bringing out a late caution that resulted in Wineland getting the wins. You see them side by side right here. This is not a battle for position, as Brett Bennett is a lap down, which is a common place he finds himself in.
Yeah, it was all the way up front. There's a four-car battle, basically for the lead, as both the 25 Alonso Chicano, I think is how you say his last name, all trying to battle, trying to chase down Zach Rinker. As a couple laps ago, they were really, congested, all scrunched up together. As Zach Rinker, looks like he's slowly just pulling away from Eric Wineland.
Just a few laps ago, Eric Wineland was looking to the inside of Zach Rinker. We see Alonso Chicano to the inside of Dale Lucas Jr. for the third spot. Don't look now, but here comes Adam Benefiel, not too far behind. He is inserting himself in the picture. As these two, Chicano, Lucas, they're still side by side for that third position.
The longer those two battle, the more time Benefield gains, as they're still side by side, going back down the back straightaway. And Alonso is trying to get a nose out, but so he might try to clear him in the front straightaway. He does, as he's going to trying to chase down Eric Wineland, who Wineland himself trying to chase down Zach Rinker.
For a lap here at Richmond. They go by so fast. These laps are just so quick as they fly by you.
The field is slowly starting to spread back out here, as people are just start trying to get in a groove, and when they want to pass a car, they will. But I don't think many people are going to start pushing the issue this early. It's still pretty early in the race, so just this early.
I know of a name that's going to push early here. It doesn't matter what's going on. It's the 83 of Adam Benefiel. He's out here racing for wins. He doesn't care about points, so he's going for it. Oh, is that the 21 sliding sideways? Yes, it is. Eric Wineland spins into the grass on the exit of 4.
Still no caution. To me, it looked like he just, got in the power too soon. Those rear tires started to spin, and it was unsavable. With a... Oh, and the yellow flag does come out. Super duper unfortunate for Eric Wineland there. I'm going to assume we're going to go try to take a look at what exactly happened.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what would have brought the caution out there. Unless it was the wreck that Wineland had. Josh,
I can't confirm. It was admin thrown caution for Eric Wineland there.
Okay. So a caution thrown. Wineland spinning. Dustin Hall will be the free pass, but I don't know. I mean, you got to wonder. You had a guy earlier, you had two guys earlier that wrecked and had issues, and no caution came out for them. So you got to wonder if that's going to be a point of contention between some of the drivers on how that played out. But we'll have to see. So that drops Wineland back down to the 11th position. You see Dustin Hall taking his free pass to the outside of the field. So we are under caution for the second time this race. First time for incident for the 21 of Eric Wineland spinning.
A couple drivers there elected to pit. The 86 of Brian Haynes and the 25 Alonso Chicano. A little bit of a surprise to me that Chicano at least decided to come down pit road, as he was up there in 4th position.
We'll play a little mind games with the leaders here. See if we can get the most fresh tires and just blow through the field and just try to get back up front. As we still not even halfway here in this race, still 159 laps to go. Just gotta see what happens. Will that strategy pay off, or will cautions breed cautions, as we see in real life? So it's be interesting for sure.
still plenty of racing to go. And I'm wondering if this will be a strategy. I mean, I don't think it'll be a strategy call for him to not pit the stage. Just a matter of seeing if the fresh tires can maybe be the difference that he needs to get by some of these guys that were ahead of him, you know, to see what he can do. But, you know, it's going to be a tall task coming from 10th. You still got to make your way through the field, and you got to make sure you can get through without anybody causing any incidents ahead of you. So that's going to be the big factor to see if this strategy works for Alonso Chicano.
Like Jeffrey Armistead came in late, 1 lap late down the pit road. I mean, either fix some damage, top off of fuel, let's see what he does here. As we're, looks like the lights off on the pace car. No, maybe one more lap. The green.
One thing, guys, Adam Bennett is going to be restarting in 3rd position. I think this is going to be the time where he has a little sniff of the lead. He's going to go for it, and we may just see this turn from the Zach Rinker show to the Adam Bennett show, but very interested to see what's going to happen here. Rinker has proved that he has a fast hot rod tonight, and I wouldn't count out any driver that's been running up front consistently. Another driver here as they're lining up 2 by 2. Another driver I'm surprised to see up here in the top 5 right now is Dakota Knoll, who is going to restart 4th place.
It will be interesting to see how they fan out here as we get ready to go back green. There's the Mardon PC drone cam. Flying through the infield. Of course, you cannot buy a drone on MardonPC.com, but that might be a future item. Brian Haynes, look into it. Green flag back in the air. We're racing lap 95 of 250 here at Richmond.
Side-by-side battle for that 2nd position. Adam Benefield with a great restart. Dale Leakus trying to hang on the outside. He's not going to be able to. Position number 2 goes to Adam Benefield, and he's already pulling away from Leakus. Now having his sights set on Zach Rinker. And then number 60 truck just ahead for the lead.
Benefield had a great restart there as he's going to start trying to reel in Zach Rinker here. The sooner he gets in the lead, the sooner he gets clean air, and the sooner he can start driving away.
Oh, Chicano sent it 3 wide there. Wineland had to get pushed up the track by Hodson. Alonso Chicano is trying to roll through the field, and it just about got that 21 truck up into the wall.
I figured he was going to try to be really aggressive here after getting tires that last pit stop. I'm really wondering if he was just going to try to win the stage as he's going to start trying to just plow his way through the field. Behind.
Oh, spinning! Brian Haynes around! Nolan Hodson's involved! The caution will fly again! Damage to another playoff contender as Nolan Hodson finds the wall, contact with Brian Haynes. And that will be big for that playoff cut line. Let's see if we can get a replay of that one. This was after he got ran wide by Chicano and Wineland. This is coming down the back straightaway just prior. I don't know if there was any incidents, any contact beforehand, but I believe it might have just been from Haynes sliding up in front. Oh, a little contact got the 86 around, and that brought him right into Nolan Hodson, and just heavy hit to the wall there for that 42 truck.
Yeah, super unfortunate for both of those drivers. To me, it looked like just Nolan Hodson didn't expect him to check up that early and just ran him right through the corner. Just really super unfortunate for Nolan Hodson. Hopefully he can get that car or truck fixed and try to finish out the rest of these laps to maximize his points today.
gets into him, and then bam, right into the wall. Heavy contact for the driver of the 42. So as he sits on pit road, Zach Rinker maintaining the race lead there. So we've got 150 laps to go at the crossing of the start-finish line that time by. But a big hit to the point standings in the playoffs as Nolan Hodson suffers an incident. He is a lap down now on pit road, still getting some damage repaired. Man, that will shake things up for sure. Just watching, you see on pit road that 42 is still on pit road, has not moved. It'll put him 2 laps down now. Currently scored in the 15th position, last in the race.
Nolan Hodson, he's going to have a really good race at Kansas. Probably must win, but he needs a great race regardless.
Haynes leaves pit road, Hodgson does not. Perhaps the damage too much to continue for the driver of the 42.
Field is lined up back 2 by 2. We are going to go back green.
With still 148 laps to go, it's still a very long time, and still a lot of time for Nolan to fix his damage and hopefully get some more laps put in the books as we're about to come back green here.
It'll be 37 laps to go. Drop the green flag for stage 2. Rinker leads him to the green, and you see the 83 crossing down, trying to get to the bottom lane to see if he can't make a run at the 60 truck here for the race lead.
Fourth place battle. Go to Knoll underneath 45 of Dalton Kelly. Dalton Kelly trying to roll the top line. He's got Cameron Stone behind him. Looks like Kelly's going to be able to clear. Go to Knoll. He does. Now Cameron Stone trying to do the same. And here comes that 25. Alonso Chicano as well trying to get around Dakota Knoll on the outside.
Yeah, he's trying to make the moves. Those tires fresher than everybody else. He pit under that first caution in the stage for Eric Wineland, and so now he's trying to make something work. But, you know, he's just not been able to get too far. I mean, he restarted 10th on that restart. He's only up to 7th right now, so the fresh tires just have not seemed to do anything for him. He is just kind of stuck right now as he tries to pass that 5 truck at Dakota Knoll. Just not able to put too much of a difference between himself and the rest of the field with those fresher tires. So he continues to battle. He's to the outside there, runs it wide. That's just not going to be what he needs to do if he wants to try to get these positions.
A lot of great battles again throughout the field. These restarts keep getting more and more intense as the race starts to progress. Even more intense. You know, it's hard to think that these restarts can get even more, but almost like Bennett feels still lurking behind Zach Rinker, still trying to find a way to get around him, or maybe he's just trying to play it safe. But all these drivers so far have had a really great race, and it looks like they're really good battle back there with Dakota Knoll for I think around 7th.
And that's Eric Wineland now. He's going to the inside of Knoll as well as trying to get around the one at Dustin Hall. That will be for 7th right there if he can do both. after that spin from third place, he dropped all the way back, and now he's trying to make his way back through the field as well. See, he'll clear the 5 of Dakota Knoll. That is for 8th place. He'll have his sights set here on that one truck of Dustin Hall. But you see, the up and downs, he was running second. He got to second. He's been running third. Spins it out, and now rebounding from 11th, he's up to 8th. So he's on the march forward. If he can keep it going, he wants to get back towards the front.
He'll have a lot of opportunity to get that track position back if he plays a little bit of strategy going to the end of stage 2. We all saw how strong his car was, so I have no doubts in my mind that he'll, slowly, methodically make his way through the field and probably be back in the top 5 or top 3 by the end of this race.
Battle, Stone and Chicano for P5, and I'm looking at my scoring here. I see that the 42 is back out on track. 9 laps down right now. He's coming in to the front straightaway right now, it looks like. Yeah, there he is right there. He's going to try to just run and just hope some other drivers start to drop out here soon. But 9 laps down right now, it's just not looking good for that big of an improvement here out of the driver of the 42.
For Nolan Hodson, it's got to be super frustrating. 9 laps down, scored 15th out of 15 trucks. I think the only reason Hodgson is still running is because it is playoffs. And he needs every position he possibly can to have that much less work he has to do at Kansas. So right now, it is just a game of riding. I know it's going to be frustrating for Nolan Hodgson, but I give him a ton of props for staying in it and just trying to ride around and see if he can gain some positions here later on.
Looking at lap times right now, he's really not that far off. About 2 laps ago, he was about 8/10 off his fastest lap time. So I think he can still keep some distance between the leaders and himself, but I really don't think he'll have enough speed to stay in front of him for that long, as they're right on his tail as the leaders are battling it out for the lead.
And as this has all been going on, Alonso Chicano has found his way to P4. So, I mean, so far it's starting to pay off now in this longer run. As you see the 83, a little bit of a slide off of 2. That's going to allow the 60 of Zach Rinker to pull away just a little bit more on Adam Benefiel. So as the field comes by this time, it's going to be 24 laps to the end of stage 2. It looks like Zach Rinker is well on his way to trying to sweep the stages. What are we thinking here in this longer run? How's this going to play out here when we get to stage 3?
I think every driver not named Zach Rinker is going to have to figure something out. Maybe make a little bit of adjustments for stage number 3 and see if that helps.
Yeah, the field looks really spread out right now, so it kind of tells me that, whoever is leading has the best car. As a lot of these drivers are on, older sets of tires. I think only 2 or 3 drivers who are up in the front early in the race are on the freshest tires possible. So it's crazy to think that, there's people on fresh tires, but Zach Rinker is still putting down flyer lap times and staying in front of everybody.
Yeah, you mentioned that. Alonso Chicano pitted 28 laps ago, 29 laps ago in the line. The rest of the field pitted 47 laps ago. You see Eric Wineland in 7th, his 20-lap old tires. Jeffrey Armistead and Brian Haynes, and then Mason Lowry, as well as Craig Fryer, all about 19 laps ago. So definitely a difference in tires, but it's just not been that much of a difference to where it's changed anything.
Yeah, and I also think Zach Rinker's truck is just that good, where even when people on fresher tires can't really catch up to him with a lot of speed. But also you got to play in the factor of dirty air. These guys are behind other trucks. They have to just, try to find some cleaner to get around them. But with Richmond being mostly a single groove track, it's just really hard to find that clean air. And I think that plays a big advantage to these guys who stayed out on old tires and who will have an extra set of tires in the pits if it has to come down to that.
Rinker had a little bit of trouble lapping the 42 yet again of Nolan Hodson, but what I'm noticing too, that 69 and that 25, they are side by side for third, and they've been catching up to the 83 of Adam Benefield. So this battle is not only just for third, but could possibly be for second here as Alonso tries to make work of those fresher tires to going towards the front.
Yeah, looking at that battle, it's just Delicus is really running that middle lane really well, getting that truck pointed. He's in the wall here, and that means that the 25 will get that position, and now it's the 25's job to, continue to use those fresh tires, chase down Benefield, and hopefully, maybe even Zach Rinker.
It's been kind of going back and forth between Rinker and Chicano on who's had faster laps. I've been watching that, monitoring it the past couple times. Some laps it would be the 25, other laps it would be the 60 truck. But I'm noticing that Alonso was able to keep pace and stay up there, in speed-wise with them. Where Adam Benefield's kind of dropped off 0.2 of a second, Chicano was still right there with him. So maybe not going to be a battle for the stage win, but Chicano's at least going to have a good run here for second.
And set him up really great for stage 3, even though he is down one extra set of tires. It'd be perfect if we go green all the way because he has excellent track position to see if he has anything for Zach Rinker on the same set of tires, as he's continuing to try to chase down the 83 of Adam Benefield.
Just 14 laps to go here in the stage. Go ahead, Josh.
It's one thing I like about Alonso Chicano. He was sitting in, I believe, 4th place when he decided to come down pit road. And they weren't even on 2 awfully old tires either. But Chicano elected to come down. You see that working out for him in the long run. But he was not afraid to take a chance. And that's one thing I like about Chicano. He's a smart racer. He knows what he's doing. And he knows that there's risks because he could have gone back there and been caught up in an accident. Instead, he's up here battling for 2nd place, trying to get around Adam Benefield.
Yeah, he's right on that tailgate of the 83. Looking at the lap times, he's actually a 10th slower that last lap. No, actually, he's 200ths or 700ths faster. So, the difference between lap times right now is starting to come closer and closer as those newer tires are starting to level off with the 57 lap old tires of the guys who haven't pitted yet. Last time by, he was still just a tiny bit faster. He is right on that bumper of the 83, but it looks like he's having issues to pass him. As it looks like he's going to dive it in on the inside, and hopefully, yes, he will complete that pass. I think it's too late to try to chase down the 60 for the stage win, but definitely a good run here. Great call by Alonso to get that track position.
Even if he can't go for the stage win, this is still 9 points. And, looking back at these updated points that we've gotten so far, he's 5 points out right now. So with this 2nd place finish in the stage, with Hodgson out right now, and Stone currently running 8th after falling back, Carl Felber not scoring points either, this could be the perfect storm that Alonso Chicano needed to get back up above the cut line.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good point stay for him, and if the strategy plays out well, he might be able to contend for the win. But as we've seen so far, Zach Rinker is just on rails tonight. Has a better setup out of everybody, and even though Alonso's on fresh tires, Zach Rinker is still 0.2 faster as of that last lap time. So it's just crazy to think that Zach Rinker on 50 or 62 lap old tires to Alonso's 44, he's still running these fast lap times.
And I definitely know that Alonso Chicano, he's been pushing it really hard, trying to get by the traffic rather, and that's probably really helped level these tires out to where he's not just able to catch up to Rinker as quickly as possible and blow by Rinker.
Yeah, it's crazy to see that the tires do level off after a certain amount of laps. But Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, he's now level off with Adam Benefield, who let him by, not too many laps ago, and now they're just still battling for second. There's not much, gap between them.
Notice Cameron Stone lost another spot. Lost a spot to Dakota Knoll, now under fire from the 20 of Jeffrey Armistead. This would knock him back to 10th in the stage, which, will only be a point scored in his favor. Which, him being above the cut line just by 2 points over Hodgson, it's going to be kind of big for him, to not have this big gain, because driver of the 25, Alonso Chicano, is about to score 9 points if this thing stays together here, coming to the finish of the stage.
Last time by off turn 4, Alonso Chicano, he got sideways and had a little bit of a slide, was able to save it, of course, and stay ahead of Adam Benefield, but that could have been a very costly mistake for that number 25 machine, Alonso Chicano.
42 and Nolan Hodson looks like he's back on pit road. So just a disasterful night continuing for the 42 team. As he is back on pit road, either for more repairs or maybe just could not go any further here. But it all depends. We'll see how this shakes up. So Zach Rinker, coming through 3 and 4, is going to get the white flag for stage number 2, looking to sweep the stages yet again.
Yeah, all night his truck has just been, total, just dominant over all these drivers. Short run maybe it's not as good as others, but definitely on the long run he just pulls away. 100th by 100th lap by lap as he's going to come and take this stage win. Yeah, it's crazy.
Looks like they're going to shake out. Alonso Chicano second, Benefield third, Lucas fourth, Kelly fifth, Wineland sixth, Dustin Hall brings it home seventh, Dakota Knoll eighth, Cameron Stone ninth, and Jeffrey Armistead will round out your top 10. So Rinker sweeps the stages here at Richmond. And of course, Alonso Chicano P2. Dale Lucas with a good set of stage runs there, second and fourth tonight. Dalton Kelly finishing at fifth both times. Wineland bringing it home sixth this time for our playoff drivers, and Cameron Stone, of course, coming home ninth. So all the guys that scored playoff stage points tonight, it was the same 6 guys: Rinker, Wineland, Kelly, Stone, Lucas, and Chicano. They all were the ones that scored points, of course. Rinker sweeping the stages, scored 20. Next highest for stage points, Dale Lucas Jr. was 16. Then it's Alonso Chicano, who scored 14. Eric Wineland got 13. And then Dalton Kelly took home 12 points. And Cameron Stone coming home with just 6 from his stage points. That 6 points still very well could mean a lot. So as pit stops are underway, let me see if I can't get our points updated and see just how everything's going to shake out here. So looking through it, getting these points kind of organized together. As of right now, Carl Felver and Cameron Stone are currently tied on the cut line. As you see the race off pit road, it's Rinker, Benefield, Chicano, Lucas, Haynes. Maybe Haynes beating Lucas off. No. But as they're starting to shake out from that one, Zach Rinker wins stage 2, but what do you say we talk to our second place finisher in the stage? How about we call up Alonso Chicano?
Let's do it.
Hey, Alonso. It's boys in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do. I got you guys.
Great run there through the field. Get up to P2. Fortunately, not enough to catch up to Zach Rinker, but what was the strategy call like? What was the reasoning for coming down, getting 4 tires, even though it wasn't that long of a run beforehand?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was probably the smartest thing to do. I kind of regret using up that set of tires now, because I was kind of saving tires and was still able to make my way up to P2. And once I got the tires, I used them up so quickly getting through the field that I probably just would have been ending up with P2 anyways. So kind of wanted the stage win just to get the playoff point, but that's why it's strategy, and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't.
Well, coming off pit road, you lost a position. You'll be restarting P3. So, final stage here. What's it going to take for you to get around the guy that's pretty much dominated this race from start to finish?
Yeah, it's going to take some luck for sure. I don't think anyone has really anything for Zach. Adam has really good long run speed. So, I don't know. It's probably going to take these two getting into each other a little bit to give me a chance. I think I probably have like a third best truck here. I'm not too sure, but definitely top 5 speed.
All right, 1 to green. We'll let you get back up in there with your teammates, and good luck to you. Maybe we'll talk to you a little bit later.
All right, thank you guys.
And that was Alonso Chicano, driver the number 25, Grid Network Chevrolet, currently running P3 after a second place finish in stage 2. We're about to go underway for stage 3, Dawson.
Yeah, once we get green, we'll let him go green for about a lap or so. We're going to talk to Nolan Hodson. We get the chance here after this restart. He is out of the race, as is Dakota Knoll. Both drivers out of the race. We'll get to talk to the driver of the 42 at the end of this one, but at the restart here, green flag back underway, stage 3 here in Richmond.
These drivers go down on turn 1. Big sim by the 25. Almost gets up into the 83. As he's still going to get a pretty decent drive off going down in the back straightaway into turn number 3. Still side by side as the 83 gets a great run on the top. Gets a little bit sideways, hits a wall. 83 is the wall.
Benefield gets the wall. They fan out to miss him.
Don't know how anybody.
Oh, round Dale Leakus!
He's spinning. Caution is out.
Dale Leakus Jr. hard into the wall. Caution flag will fly again. And another playoff driver with issues tonight. And that's going to be big. He had just gotten above the cut line after the stage points, the second most stage points of the night, but now it might just be up in smoke after that incident there in turn 2. See if we can go back and figure out what happened. That was in progress there. We saw the 21 bobble. We saw the 83 get the wall. He went underneath to miss it. Just got in too hot, trying to miss Alonso Chicano, and just overcorrected and just hit the wall. Oh.
Super unfortunate for Dale Leakus there. It's just, he had such a great race, run top 5, even up front most of the race, just to, send it a little too deep and overcorrect. I've done that myself, so I feel his pain. Super unfortunate for them. Hopefully they can get some of that damage fixed and maybe get back out on the racetrack.
Yeah, but heavy front end damage for the driver of the 69. You see Mason Lowry looks like got the free pass that time. But Zach Rinker, race leader. After that caution, Alonso Chicano back to P2. How about Eric Wineland recovering to P3, Adam Benefield P4, and Dalton Kelly is P5. But after all that chaos, we got a driver out of the infield care center, Nolan Hodson. So let's see if we can get it coordinated with him. Hey Nolan, this is Dawson up in the booth. Do you get a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Alrighty, well, a rough way for that night to go. Just a little bit of contact with Brian Haynes. Got you swept up into it, got the wall, and the damage just seemed to be too big to overcome there. What happened in your eyes?
Yeah, so I went back and looked at the replay there. Turns out I was about 1.5 feet away from his bumper. So in reality, I never actually touched him. I guess iRacing interpreted that I did touch him. Yeah, it's tough. I thought that, maybe we could have something there at the end. I felt like I was gonna try to adjust on the truck there, maybe on the second stage, but I guess iRacing and Netcode had other plans for me. So I guess we'll have to battle back and do better at Kansas.
Well, the silver lining for this, Carl Felver is not racing tonight, so he will not be scoring any points. Neither will Nick Stein or Andrew Schartner, so you'll at least have the gap behind you for a couple of the guys. So you will be essentially on the cut line at the end of this race. What's it going to feel like going into Kansas knowing that you're going to be in that position where, you know, you're not really fully in control, but it's not out of grasp for you to get it with just a little bit of just something on your side?
Yeah, like I said, just want to go out there and obviously the goal is to win the race so I can lock myself in, but I want to be able to, you know, get some good stage points. This playoffs for me has not been very good in terms of that. I need to get better at getting stage points so that I'm able to have a bigger cushion there. I feel like everybody that's I guess now above me they're all fast, so I pretty much need to compete for a win, or at least be in that lead group there to feel like I'm able to really be safe.
Alrighty, well, a rough way to end the night, but head held high. Gonna try to go after the Kansas. Nolan Hodson, 42. So with that, we have 13 trucks on track. Of course, as we mentioned, you know, Nolan Hodson right now, he's 4 points out. That is not as they run, that is after stage points. Of course, when they finish the race, depending on how everybody finishes, Carl Felber will be below them. That'll just be the way it shakes out. But a restart there, a bad run there. Alonso Chicano did not get going. Adam Bennett had a dive to the bottom, but now look to the inside. Eric Wineland now wants to try to take a shot at Raker for the race lead again.
These drivers go down the back straightaway, diving into turn 3. Eric Wineland, who had the spin earlier, fought his way all the way back up to second. Now looking to try to chase down the Unstoppable as the 83 gets loose coming off a 4. As Alonso said earlier, he's way faster in the long run than a lot of these drivers, so let's see if he can try to fight his way back through the field. It looks like the 25 got a little tight going up the racetrack there. That would be Alonso Chicano again. The 21's looking real good right now, just chasing down the 60. And over the last couple of laps, he's closed in just 10th or 100th by 100th.
Definitely a tight battle. But you see that 60 truck, she's able to pull away ever so slightly. But looking back behind him, Alonso Chicano was P3, Dalton Kelly P4. How about Dustin Hall? The recovery from him, he was nose first into the wall on lap 2. No caution came out for him, but he's been able to recover. Now currently looking underneath the 45 at Dalton Kelly. This would be for P4.
Yeah, he's on the inside right now, hoping he can rotate the corner real well, and he did. So the 45 is a little bit tight too. What will the one do going into turn 3? He's still just trying to, you know, get a good run. You can see a little bit of damage on his rear end. Almost clears the 45. And looks like he will. This 45 can hold his ground outside here in turns 1 and 2. As yes, the one clears him. Oh! 57 almost got clipped by the 45, who got a little bit loose coming off of 2. And looks like the 45 is a little bit loose coming off of 4. Looks like everybody's loose. Everybody's just losing grip. Pushing the car maybe a little too hard, or maybe that's the way their setups are this late in the race.
Contact with Adam Bennett put the 83 in the wall there. The 45 was able to recover and keep it straight. We're still green. He falls back to P6. We're getting a little more antsy now as this run goes on.
Yeah, as we've seen all night, track position is key. Once you get up in, that top 5, you start pulling away from everybody, and everyone really wants those top 5 spots because that's when they know they have a chance, even if a late race yellow comes out.
Yeah, you want to get to the front here if you can. Just up ahead. Zach Rieker maintaining the race lead. Eric Wineland still P2.
The one still lurking behind. Sorry to cut you off there. It's the 25 of Alonso Chicano is also there. All about kind of even distance away from each other. But the 60 continues to rotate center really well. Continues to drive off the corner like he has a limited grip. and it's just pulling away. It's crazy to see how much speed the 60 car or 60 truck has had all night.
He has been able to maintain. It's like he's been on rails tonight. Zach Rinker, your race leader. Just under 90 laps to go here in this race. We're going to take you for another side-by-side break. Don't go anywhere. You won't miss a thing.
Hey, man. You cut me off back there. What you gonna do about it? Oh, man.
Can you feel it? The taste of Coca-Cola when the race is
All right, fine.
Are we good? We're good.
How'd they get here? How should I know? T-Rex and Truex? I don't think so. I may not know how to travel back in time, but my crew knows what to do. When I want to fly, crank around the wedge in the left rear. You're only turning 9,000, need another gear. Never know how. Never know how.
There's one.
What is that? It's my Dale call.
That's way better than my duck call.
If you're on a diet of taking it up a notch,
It's just different.
drink Diet Dew. The only diet with dew in it.
Mahindra's the official tractor of Tough, right, Chase?
Yep, that's right, Tony.
This baby's got 4,000 pounds of front-end lift capacity, right?
It sure does.
So who's tougher, kid? Me or you?
You are, Tony. Can you put me down now?
What? You want to go higher? Okay.
I said down, you old goat.
I am the GOAT.
Mahindra, the official tractor of Tough and Stewart-Haas Racing.
Come on, Tony, put me down.
Denny and Harrison, welcome to the OfferPad family.
Thanks.
Yeah, we're excited. You guys ready?
You know we're ready.
You know, at OfferPad, we're fast too. All online, cash offer in 24 hours. But we also like to make sure that each home selling experience feels special, easy, and different. You guys look awesome!
OfferPad really is different.
Yeah, awesome different.
Home selling with OfferPad is awesome different. Request your free cash offer today at OfferPad.com.
Saw it all in non-stop. The battle still continuing on for positions. You see, the fight is now for position number 2. Alonso Chicano to the inside of Eric Wineland, trying to get that second spot. See if he can't make a run at Zach Rinker.
All during non-stop, these drivers were battling even behind them with Dustin Hall and Adam Benefield. As the 25 slides up a little bit, contact between the 25 and the 21. The 25 will get that position, and maybe the one car can hop on that. The 21 has not, can't be happy about that one. Might be driving with a little bit of anger here as he's going to try to chase down the 25 back. And looks like the one car got a little loose coming off of 4, opened the door for the 83 to get under him and pass him coming into 1. As chaos a little bit in that last lap there.
How about this 83? Now, not too long ago, we were talking about him sliding from the 3rd position and having to drop back to 8th, and now he's back here with the field spread out. He's back up to 4th, battling with the 21 truck of Eric Wineland for 3rd. So, I mean, an amazing recovery. We've seen, so many guys come back to 4th, to and fro from the field as this race has gone on, but you see the topsy-turvy race that Adam Benefield's had. Dropping back, then coming back to the front, then dropping back again, and now coming back to the front. Currently 4th place right now for this 83 truck, so we'll have to see what he can try to do as the laps are winding down. We're coming up on 74 laps to go this next time by.
Adam Benefield, he is absolutely an amazing driver. You know that. Already, we see it week in and week out. The racecraft that he has is just absolutely insane. And yeah, for him to be in 4th place right now, that's just awesome. That he's able to work his way back up after that small little issue not too long ago.
Yeah, as I was saying all race, his long run speed has been pretty good. Compared to Zach Rinker, he's pretty close to him. With his almost spin earlier and just hitting up those rear tires, I think he just spent the last like 20 or so laps cooling down those tires, and now he's finally starting making a move back up through the field. As the 21 car also is still trying to chase down that 25. Everyone kind of even back in this group of the guys.
Had an issue in the back. I saw a truck almost come to a stop. It was Mason Lowry in the 56. Spin on the back, able to keep it straight though, no caution. But I noticed that. We'll try to look back and see what happened to this 56. I just saw he went slow all of a sudden, and then came to a stop as well, coming off of 2. Going for a slide, nosing into the wall. And that'll do it for you if you snap around and gets loose from you a little bit. So you see he is on pit road now. As Zach Rinker comes through 3 and 4 to complete lap 180.
Not too terrible contact with the inside wall. He's been kind of running towards the back of the pack all day, so can assume why he came down pit road. Maybe top off on fuel, get those 4 fresh Mr. Fuel Goods, fix as much damage as he possibly can without losing more laps, and getting back out there and trying to just salvage what he can out of his day.
And what I was going to try to say before that happened, one of my favorite drivers to go on board with is the 83 of Adam Benefield. He is so smooth with his wheel inputs. It's a joy to watch. It's so fun to watch a guy who's able to get such a smooth input on the wheel and is able to make that truck stick and to get through the field like he does. It's always entertaining to watch. But you see here, battle is for second. Alonso Chicano's got company. Eric Wineland back to the back bumper. You might see this. You might see a little payback from earlier when the 25 ran the 21 off the track.
Looks like Eric Wineland trying to roll the top line. Get a little bit of a run there on exit. It is nose to tail entering turn 1.
Yeah, you can see the 21 as he goes into turn 1. He
a slide from Alonso Chicano there. Sorry to cut you off. That 25 just slid and about wiped out in front of the 21.
Yeah, both of these drivers are getting loose. There's more contact. Getting in the back of the 25 is the 21 of Eric Wineland, and the 83 is here to pounce on that, looking to the inside of the 21. Getting to his door in the center of the corner. The 21 gets a great drive off. Chaos again between the 25 and the 21.
This 25 truck is throwing some blocks to make sure he stays ahead of Wineland, and he's going to wind up paying for it here soon. If he keeps trying that move, I don't think the 21's going to have enough patience for him to do it again. But we'll have to see. Wineland holds off Benefield for the 3rd spot. But meanwhile, through all of this, Zach Rinker is running away. He's looking in his mirror, and he is laughing all the way to the bank because he knows that he can keep pulling away here while these 3 continue to fight amongst themselves.
I can't imagine what's going through Eric's mind right now as he's trying to pass the 25, a couple times now after 25 just ran him up the racetrack. I wonder what he's going to do once he gets to that rear end of the 25 again, as he gets a little loose coming off of 2. And, that 83 is still right there waiting for one of these guys to make another mistake so he can get another position. As he's just lurking behind these guys, being really patient, which is, a really good trait to have. But he sends it in there in turn 1 just to try to get that truck, pointed, turned, and, maybe his drive off's not that great, but his corner entry is insane.
He drives it up a little higher and then pulls it back down for the exit. So you see this 21 is starting to get more of a run on the 25 yet again. Pulling back up to the back bumper of Alonso Chicano. What will he do this time? He's going to try to make another move at him. Runs it high, cuts it back low. You see the 25 is trying to hold it straight, but Wineland is right there with him.
So I was saying, he's running that second lane. He's starting to run that second lane even in 3 and 4. You know, we talked about clean air and dirty air all day. You can see that great running guy getting right to his rear bumper here going into 1. I think he's going to get a good kind of go for it here coming off of 2. Look at his inside. 25 gets loose. 21 to the inside. Can he complete the pass going into 3? 25 sends it in.
Alonso's going to give him a bit of room there, it looks like, but it's still going to be side by side down the front straightaway. But Wineland looks like he might have the advantage now.
21 sends it in to turn 1. 25's going to try to do the same line. It's a good run off of 2, but Eric Wineland, currently P2, will do 25. He's going to send it in turn 3. Can he make it stick? 21 pinches him down just a little bit. And a great runoff for Eric Wineland as the 25 of Alonso Chicano struggles to find rear grip on exit after exiting that turns 3 and 4 on the bottom lane.
Had to get out of it a little bit there on the exit of 4 to not wipe out. As you see now, Adam Benefield in his rear view mirror. This is for 3rd as Wineland is taking 2nd, but you see just another half a second is what Rinker put on these 3 throughout that exchange. So Rinker continuing to run away with this one. So interesting to see Mason Lowry has officially disconnected from the race. So looking now throughout the rest of the field for those playoff drivers, Craig Fryer right now has scored 12th. Looks like that might be where he'll have to sit for the rest of the race with that damaged truck just not been able to get anything going. You know, Dale Leakes Jr. is up to 8th after that incident he had. Cameron Stone is 7th. Dalton Kelly 6th. Alonso Chicano back to 4th. Wineland in 2nd and Rinker in 1st. Of course, Rinker and Wineland came into this race 1-2 in the points. Wineland with the win already at IRP, so now Rinker looking to take a win here to be able to, you know, lock himself into the next round anyways. That's what he's looking to do tonight, and he's off to a big lead coming up. 55 laps to go this next time by, and about a 4-second gap between 1st place Zach Rinker and 2nd place Eric Wineland.
Yeah, the 83 of Adam Benefield got past the 25 Alonso Chicano. And now the 83 is going to look his sights on that 21 car, who's pulled away from this group of guys, you know, ever since he passed Alonso. So what will the 83 do? Will he continue to run consistent lap times and chase down the 21, or will he start pushing the issue just a little bit? As I'm assuming they'll have the pit here pretty soon.
Eric Wineland to pit road, the first one to pit road.
Right as I say it, pit cycles will start. Will the 21 start the array of drivers coming down pit road, or will these guys try to stay out and maybe even hope for a caution so they don't have to go through the pain of getting on pit road under green flag conditions?
Zach Rinker will forego pitting this time by, kind of monitoring to see who slows it up to come down to pit road alongside the 21 truck. Unless this is a strategy call by Eric Wineland, which, you know, I don't know if it is, you know, try to pit early to see if he can drag people down because, you know, he's got nothing to lose at this point. He can gamble. So you see here, the 60 truck wrapping the bottom, not coming to pit road. He is staying out. Don't know if we'll see anybody pit here anytime soon. I'm wondering if that is just a out there strategy call by Wineland to see if he can make something work.
Well, he already made a pretty bold strategy call earlier. He's going to try to again maybe short pit these guys by, you know, 10 or 15 laps. As we're coming to 51 to go, anything can happen. I mean, he's almost 2 laps down, but he's going to start, you know, blowing through the field as the 25 is coming down pit road of Alonso Chicano. So maybe it is around that time to start, you know, thinking about pitting.
Either that or Alonso's going to buy into the strategy call by Eric Wineland.
Dustin Hall just said he was going to be bringing it down pit road. So fully expect him to, as Adam Benefield also bringing his 83 machine down to pit road.
Yeah, we can officially say that pit cycles have started. Looks like the 21 gave everybody the bug. And everyone trying to undercut the 60 of Zach Rinker, who I think was way too far ahead for that to happen, but we'll have to see. Stranger things have happened. Gotta remember that black flags are a thing, you know, issues on pit road. So let's see if anybody can have a flawless pit stop that can, you know, shoot him up front in front of Zach Rinker. No, pitting early. pitting early does have its benefits and disadvantages. In the early pit, the more. Oh, the yellow flag is out.
Alonso Chicano has spun on his lap out of pit road, and that is going to throw everything for a loop. And just like that, the strategy is out the window.
Well, I think the 21 got a little bit lucky, but I actually know he's 2 laps down. Or no, he is 1. Sorry, that was my bad. That was Chicano who's 2 laps down. So Wineland will get the lucky dog here, and he'll be on relatively fresh tires. Looks like it's going to be about 2 laps. So it shouldn't be that big of a difference, as I'm assuming that everybody who was out at the time of caution will come down pit road this time.
Yeah, but look and see who's going to benefit from that. Dalton Kelly staying out there gets into P2. Cameron Stone is P3. Dale Leakus Jr., how about that? P4. Brett Bennett is P5. Jeffrey Armistead P6. Brian Haynes 7th. Craig Fryer 8th. Those are the guys that did not pit yet. So we'll see Eric Wineland, Adam Benefiel, and Alonso Chicano take the wave around to get the laps back. Dustin Hall was 2 laps down through that ordeal, so he will be the one that is bitten by the bug, unable to recover.
Very unfortunate for that one team right there, pitting early, trying to gain some more time on track, and they get caught under yellow, 2 laps down, unable to get his lap back is unfortunate. With how late we are in this race, with only about 46 to go, I'm assuming there might be some more caution, so maybe he can get that lap back. But, speaking of Eric Wineland, I think, he'll be just fine. Only about 2 extra laps on those tires. He should be fine to drive through the field after getting the lucky dog. And he's probably going to be praying for another caution as well.
And it's like I mentioned at the open of this race. I mean, we've seen it happen so many times with Dustin Hall. A good truck, great runs, and just something happening out of his hands that takes him out of it. And, this very well could be that situation again. This caution coming out at just the wrong time for him to lock him down a couple laps before this race is done. So, very well could be the end of it for Dustin Hall. But we'll have to see if he can get those cautions to get those laps back. But right now, Zach Rinker came out first off pit road. Looks like they came out the same way they came in with Rinker, Kelly, Stone, Leakus, Bennett, Armistead, and Haynes, and then Craig Fryer as well. Of course, Wineland will have to be sent to the back, the EOL, for being the lucky dog, as we're about to see the wave rounds, I believe, because I think we're going to get the 1 to green this time by... No.
Seems like the iRacing officials want to keep us waiting a little bit longer here. And also giving chances for people who have damage to maybe come back down pit road to fix that damage. But, guys who got caught under this yellow, trying to, prove to Zach Rinker that they might have a chance with strategy. Super duper unfortunate, definitely for the 1 car, but just as unfortunate for the 25, who was the person who spun out, caused it yellow, and Adam Benefiel in 83, who just, got caught a lap down.
Well, the good thing is for Benefiel is that he's gonna get he's gonna be on the lead lap. He's gonna get the wave around. He's gonna be back on the lead lap. Alonso Chicano is still gonna be a lap down, and Dustin Hall has scored 2 laps down. So that is where they're sitting right now, ahead of the leaders. So that's where they should be with this wave around. So Dustin Hall will be 2 laps down. There's the 1 to green. So Adam Benefiel will get back on the lead lap. Will be on the lead lap here. But you'll see Alonso Chicano is down a lap. Dustin Hall is down 2 laps. So the top 10 right now are the top 10 are the ones that are on the lead lap. Excuse me. So it's Zach Rinker, Dalton Kelly, Cameron Stone, Dale Leakus Jr., Brett Bennett, the top 5. Eric Wineland with the free pass, Adam Benefiel with the wave around. That will be your 10 on the lead lap.
It's crazy how much things can flip in blink of an eye as these drivers are about to come around turn 4 and take the green flag.
All these guys right here, they're thankful they didn't have to make a green flag stop, because that would have cost them that position. Green flag is out. We're back underway, and you see coming back through the picture there, the 83 had to fly back up on the field on the restart as Zach Rinker leads him to green. Dalton Kelly battling Cameron Stone for second. Oh, Stone with a bobble. He's able to recover it, but a slight bobble there could have wiped out the field if he'd have gotten around there and overcorrected, but he maintained it. Now coming through 3 and 4, still sideways, sliding, able to save it again, but Cameron Stone is about to drop some positions.
Looks like Cameron is just struggling on those cold tires. He's side by side with the 47 of Brett Bennett. You know, coming off of turn 2, you just saw how sideways he got. And once he gets that heat in those tires, he should be able to start, you know, actually holding it together. As the 47 and the 57 are still side by side as they come down to turn 1. And
sliding Brett Bennett around! Sliding by himself, he's able to get it woed up. Caution flag flies. We're back under yellow.
What a break for the 25 and Adam Benefield. Yeah, I was looking at the leaders. I didn't even know what happened, and all of a sudden, I think who was it that went around?
That was Brett Bennett, the 47. A common occurrence for this 47 truck to be sideways on track. You see him just slide to the outside of the 57. Lucky to have no one else hit him there, but still not what you want to do here at Richmond.
Yeah, he was battling really hard with the 57 and maybe just sending it in there a little bit too deep. And, you know, maybe his brake bias was really low, but it just snapped on him. Really fortunate that he didn't get hit by anybody. Really fortunate that he didn't go a lap down. And we'll see if he can, you know, gather it all back up and get a good restart here and start driving back through the field.
So with that, Zach Rinker maintains the race lead. Dalton Kelly is now second. You see Alonso Chicano getting a free pass. He will now be on the lead lap. The only truck any kind of laps down right now is the one of Dustin Hall, who is 2 laps down as they run. So that's a big break for Alonso Chicano, who needs a good run here to try to fight his way back up to the points. As of right now, after stages as they run, he is 2 points above the cut line. That's not factoring in where they're running now. But, you know, of course, Zach Rinker leading this race. He is leading the points as well, so looking to lock up in this one here. And I think the only ones that be able to lock up mathematically after this race would be Zach Rinker and Eric Wineland with the wins. Points-wise, the next closest will be Dalton Kelly after this race. If he can have a good finish, he may be able to lock it up, but it all depends on how he does tonight at the conclusion of this race. Of course, Craig Fryer, he's had his issues, currently scored 7th, but he's had a bit of a slower truck, so we'll have to see if he can recover it here and kind of bounce back and have a good run as well, get some more points. He's only 10 points above the cut line right now. Dale Leakes Jr. recovering as well, currently P3. He is 9 above the cut line, and like we mentioned, Chicano's up 2. And at the conclusion of this race, Cameron Stone will be in as Carl Felber will drop out. You know, they're tied right now on the cut line, but that will change, of course, at the conclusion of this race. Nolan Hodson should inherit that final spot on the cut line at the drop of the checkered flag. So we've got about 35 laps to go, 36 to go here. Race is coming down to the wire. You know, we made our picks earlier in the race. Looking back on them now, you know, I had that 57 of Cameron Stone. I believe, Josh, you picked the 21 of Eric Wineland. And Bennett, I think you had the 83 of Adam Benefield, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Benefield's had a pretty up and down race. Like we said, we were talking about under the last caution, got caught under the green flag pit stops when the yellow came out, but he's back on the lead lap. You know, had that wave around fiasco that you always have at short tracks, and he's sitting in 8th place, looking to gain some more positions, and hopefully either maybe win the race or get a top 5 or even a top 3 out of it.
I am not even remotely thinking about someone other than Eric Wineland. I know Rinker has dominated this race. Wineland, he's been fast. He's had pace to stay with Rinker in a shorter run. I think Wineland still has a really good shot at this if we get late caution, and Wineland's right back up in there.
Pace car dives down pit road. Green flag back in the air. 35 laps remaining here at Richmond.
That top lane. Yeah, that top lane did not get going at all. Bottom lane did a great job there going with Rinker. Dale Leakus, I am surprised to see him up here battling for second position, but look at Dalton Kelly rolling very high on the top lane. Going to have a huge run off turn 4 and try to clear Leakus going into 1. Is he able to do it? Not quite, but he should have Leakus cleared off turn 2 as he does. Dalton Kelly, P2.
45 got a great run on the outside lane. Ran that outside lane on both, like the whole lap.
Oh,
as the 69 goes
the
around.
69, Dale Leakus Jr. slides, keeps it off the wall, takes a run through the grass, cuts it down a little bit, and the caution flag waves once again. And another restart for the driver of the 60, Zach Rinker, to have to go through again. Take a look back and see what had happened there. You know, we saw him got a little loose underneath Dalton Kelly the lap prior. You know, coming through 3 and 4 this time. Nobody was outside. I don't know if he just overdrove it a little bit and just got out from underneath him. What you see there, just goes around and slides. He was able to keep it from going back up or anything else. He didn't overcorrect it this time. He just locked it down and slid down. So.
Yeah, extremely unfortunate for the 69 as he was battling his way back up through the field all day. You know, got caught under that yellow perfectly, and just unfortunate to see him go spinning as, you know, he's had a pretty rough day today.
Some drivers coming down pit road. I was wondering, if you're Eric Wineland, who started off the green flag pit cycle, when you come down, looks like Wineland, Brett Bennett, and of course 69 Dale Leakus coming down pit road that time there. I'm interested to see here. This has to be it. This has to be the last set of tires that Wineland has to be able to take, and he's committed right now. 30 laps to go, about 28, 27 when they go back green. He's got to be committed to the strategy now.
Now what I'm wondering, you see, we got the last laps they pit. You know, Benefield pit, he's got the oldest tires out there right now, as does Dustin Hall, 20-lap-old tires. Then you see everybody else has got 16-lap-old tires. And then you get to Chicano with 7. And, of course, Wineland, Leakus, and Bennett have just pit this time by. I'm wondering if they're going to try to bank on if there is a later caution. These guys do try to go for fresher tires to try to combat that if they do. But that's all just a matter of, you know, will they or won't they? So that's the big thing about the strategy. It's just a matter of seeing how things work out and shape up for them.
Absolutely. That has to be exactly the strategy that these guys are thinking. Is that we're going to get another caution. To put this into perspective, Dawson, stage 1, caution free. Since then, since the caution for stage number 1, this is caution number 8, working 39 laps at the line here. 39 laps that they have ran under caution behind the pace car. The trend here is we're going to see another caution. We may see a couple of cautions as well. Right now, these guys running up front, Rinker, Kelly, Stone, Benefield, Haynes, they think this can't be it. We're going to have more.
There you see Brett Bennett coming off of pit road. He is another one of the drivers that just pit that time by. So he is on that same pit cycle as Eric Wineland. He went that same strategy. See if it works out for them. But you got to realize those new tires are going to be a little slick there on this restart. So we'll get the 1 to green this time by. It's Rinker and Kelly, the front row again. Then it's Cameron Stone, Adam Benefield. How about Brian Haynes now running P5? Craig Fryer is 6th. After all he's been through, he's found his way to 6th right now. Jeffrey Armistead is 7th, Alonso Chicano 8th. Dale Leakus Jr. has scored 9th, Eric Wineland 10th, and Brett Bennett is 11th. That is the lead lap cars in the field. The only other truck running is Dustin Hall, who is a lap down, so another caution, he can get that lap back, but we'll have to see. It'll be coming up 26 laps on the restart. This is getting good. Business is picking up, and contact between Kelly and Rinker on the pacing there. A little bit of contact, but just contact there. We'll see what happens. Green flag flies. Another great restart by Rinker, and Kelly again not able to get going. Back underway here at Richmond.
Yeah, I think what happened there coming to the green was the 60 was trying to float up the racetrack and try to get a kind of cut down the racetrack to get a good run on that restart, and got into the 45, and then the 45 just got caught sleeping on that restart as he's still trying to run that very high line to get a good run off the corner. It gets a little bit loose, and you'll see that Cameron Stone and Adam Benefield got by him and now are chasing Zach Rinker.
See Dalton Kelly trying to make the outside lane work. If he still can, he's trying to do anything he can to get back up to the front. Looks like a truck on the wall in the back. It was a 17 of Craig Fryer, I believe, who kind of kissed the wall there. But you see now, Benefield to third, Stone to second, but it's still Zach Rinker out front here with just 24 laps to go.
And the 83 is going to start.
Back. Brett Bennett is going to go around. And caution comes out. I was watching Eric Wineland and Brett Bennett, those two trucks with the fresher tires. Eric Wineland went to make a move underneath Brett Bennett. Wineland came up just a little bit, got into the left rear of Brett Bennett, and that sent him around.
There you see Wineland dive to the inside, got in a little too hot, contact with the 47, and the 25 able to miss yet again. Another incident with Brett Bennett sliding, this time no fault of his own, but also again no contact, so no worries there. Just that little bit of contact with Wineland, who kind of drove it in a little too hot there, trying to push the issue.
Well, the idea of cautions breed cautions that really came into the play here. Unfortunate to see the 47 to go around again, but yet he still didn't hit anybody else. I think it's just one of those racing deals of the 21, taking advantage of his fresh tires with little time to go, and just unfortunate he just got in that corner a little too hot, floated up, tapped the 47 in the left rear, sent him around.
Now, two observations from this one here. We see Dalton Kelly and Craig Fryer are now on pit road. Dustin Hall, free pass again, back on the lead lap, so all 12 trucks are now on the lead lap. Second observation, another truck now is going to be on the outside of Zach Rinker for this restart. It's going to be the 57 of Cameron Stone. And Adam Benefield will now line up behind the 60 truck in third. So this will make the restart a little more interesting here, as now another driver, a new driver to the outside of the 60 truck for the start of this restart.
It'll be really interesting to see what happens as, when we go back green, it'll probably be about 19, maybe even 18 laps to go. So, I mean, anything could go at this point. You never know what can happen to Zach Rinker. You never know if, Cameron Stone can make an aggressive move on him, or even Adam Benefield. So it's going to be really interesting to see as these, laps come closing down, late race restarts. Anything can happen.
When talking about Adam Benefield, just look at this. How it's just bounced around through the field. If we had a bar graph to show you how his night has gone, it has been to the top, to the bottom, to the top, to the bottom, top, bottom, just over and over again. That's how his race has gone. Currently scored in the third position. He was running as high as second, but he has just bounced. He's ping-ponged around. A couple incidents where he slid, and he's been able to recover. No spinning out, but, just sliding it sideways and having to recover it. But, just bouncing back and forth through the field. Currently scored third. Just what a run. What a race this has been so far for the driver of the 83, Adam Benefield.
Yeah, it's good to see him always be in contention. We were talking about him all day today, of how he just, has normally cleaner races. He's super duper consistent. And I think it's going to pay off for him here as he's, back up in the top 5 and the top 3 even. And we'll be starting right behind Zach Rinker, which is the golden spot if you want to get a good restart.
One thing I am interested to see, guys, is 20 laps to go here. It did not seem like the fresher tires for Wineland and Bennett was working out too well for them. I'm wondering, talking if there is a late caution if Rinker, Stone, Benefield, Haynes, and so on and so forth, if they do come down pit road, or if they decide to stay out and finish the race on what they have. I think right here, it's all going to depend on how good Wineland is on this restart. If we do have another caution, of course, to finish out this race very, very late.
Yeah, looking at the grid here, the top 5 have all pit 27 laps ago or earlier. Bennett pitted 31 laps ago. Leakus and Wineland 11-lap old tires. Bennett's at 10-lap old tires, and it just kind of bounces around throughout the field as they are. Green flag is back out. We're racing and spinning. Jeffrey Armistead's around. Slides into the infield. No caution is out. The toy truck got help from behind, and around he went. But you see the charge coming. Dale Leakus Jr. now, the caution will fly. And you see Brett Bennett is sliding. He's able to recover it, but I don't know if that was another admin caution or if that was an instance of just, iRacing catching a truck stopped on the track. You'll have to tell me that one, Josh.
I can once again confirm that was an admin thrown caution there.
Stack up on the restart, just contact 21. Eric Wineland got into the back of Jeffrey Armistead. Might have just been a case of somebody thought they were going and they weren't fully going. So this is the onboard with Eric Wineland. Yeah, just around he went. And the onboard with Jeffrey Armistead. With that caution, this will be 15 laps to go here when they cross the line this time. Zach Rinker maintains the race lead. Adam Benefield has gotten to P2. Cameron Stone is P3. Dale Leakus Jr. is P4. Brian Haynes is 5th. So definitely a big shakeup through the field as this race is continuing on. But we're seeing, the only driver who's been able to benefit that's been on like fresher tires has been the 69 of Dale Leakus Jr. And he got those tires after he spun himself. So, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out at the finish here. But, Zach Rinker is not loving this.
Not at all. And I think, once again, I just want to know what these guys' strategy is, what their thoughts are. If they, do pit. If we get caution with just a few to go. We're about to go green with 13 to go maybe here if we take the one green this time by. There's not a lot left in this race at all.
We're about to see somebody pull a very desperate move at the expense of the 60 truck. And it'll be interesting to see who it is that makes that move. Right now, Adam Benefield to the outside for this restart. Will be interesting to see how he can hold his own against Rinker on the inside. Now, something I want to point out, too, that we have seen in another series, in the In the Pits News Truck Series, actually, Josh is stack up on the restart. And we kind of saw that just recently here with Jeffrey Armistead's incident that got him around. We saw it on a grander scale at Martinsville for Season 2 of the In the Pits News Truck Series. A stack up led to just a massive pileup, took about everybody out of that race at that point, and just gave everybody a bunch of damage. Could we see something like that happen here?
I'm not going to say that's not possible. We've seen just absolute craziness tonight. I would not throw that out the window at all, Dustin.
Well, it's time to see Pace car dives onto pit road. The field is in control of Zach Rinker. He launches the restart. Green flag is out. 12 laps to go here at Richmond. And you see the 83 makes the dive to the bottom. Here comes Adam Benefield.
So Mason, Adam makes a move on the inside. Tries to make a stick on the inside of Zach Rinker. Hits the wall on the exit of turn 2.
Wrecking in the back. Brian Haynes, Dustin Hall around into the wall. Heavy hits. Caution flies again. And Dustin Hall and Brian Haynes with a huge hit to that inside wall. And we're under caution yet again.
Like I said last caution, cautions breed cautions. And, you know, as the laps wind down, we're going to be inside 10 to go. And just tensions are going to start getting higher, and then aggressiveness is going to start getting higher. It's anybody's race at this point. Definitely, you know, even later race restarts, people are just going to get really antsy and just try to do whatever they can to get any position that they can.
You see on the replay, Haynes got loose off of 2 and just couldn't save it, and Dustin Hall just again, wrong place at the wrong time for the 1 truck. So we'll see him coming to pit road. The 20 truck of Jeffrey Armstead on pit road as well, as is 86 of Brian Haynes. So I'm wondering, I see the sides jacking up there. Jeffrey Armstead might be throwing on a set of tires here and trying to get a little bit of damage repaired as this race is under caution yet again. Coming down to the end of things. We saw that run. Benefield got to the inside of Rinker there for a second. Could we see that again on this restart?
100%. I think Benefield, he saw the hand that was being played by Rinker. He tried to make a move. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out for Benefield, but he's had the idea. He knows what he knows what he tried, and he'll try something else if he's able to. I think Benefield is absolutely going to, once again, try to do something very similar. And for his sake, hopefully it sticks.
The big factor in that one that opened the door for him is Cameron Stone was not there with Rinker. He was not able to get a good launch with the 60 truck on the restart. So we'll have to see this time if Stone is a little bit better on keeping up with the 60 as they get ready to go green again. We'll have to see, but the lap's winding down. It'll be 8 to go at the line this time. And if we get the 1 to green, it'll be 7 to go. We'll see here. It looks like it'll be 6 to go when we get the green flag, actually. So another extra pace lap here. Clean debris off the track. Make sure everything is nice and straightened up. So, looking back now again at the picks. Josh, you got one last chance to change it. Do you want to change it?
I know I ain't changing my pick. My boy's in second right now. He still has a chance for this.
You really, really want me to. You know, it's tough. It is definitely tough. I'm looking at a guy like Dale Lekas. He's got the fresher tires out of the guys in the top 4. Lekas restarting P5. Hasn't had the greatest restarts. I think if it's anybody that's got a chance that's not named Zach Rinker here, it's going to be Lekas.
Yeah, I mean, you know, looking at the field, how they got him, I mean, you know, it's been about 40 laps for the top 3. Benefield's been 43 laps. Chicano's got 30-lap-old tires. Lekas and Bennett and Wineland, 23-lap-old tires. And you see Kelly back there with fresher tires as well. So we'll have to see. We'll go green with 6 laps to go. Of course, the ticker does not like me sometimes. It likes to act up and not show the right flag. So we're under caution. We're not green, obviously. But we'll get the 6 to go here. It's going to be interesting to see who makes this move here. Who's going to be all over it? Zach Rinker, Adam Benefield, the front row. Coming through 3 and 4. The pace car makes the hard left turn down pit road. Benefield's going to be side by side with Rinker trying to get the launch. Here we go. Green flag back out. A great launch by Rinker. Benefield could not keep pace. And you see Stone was to the inside of him coming into 1.
Great restart by Zach Rinker like he has had all night. 83 is a little bit loose, but I think everyone's getting a little loose, just pushing their car to limit. As we'll see Adam Benefield try to send it in turn 3. And yeah, got a little loose on exit there.
5 laps to go. Rinker pulling back away. You see there Cameron Stone P3 But that 83 is going to have to do something pull a miracle here, I should say, if he wants to make the move on Zach Rinker. He's going to have to drive it deep these next 5 laps. Coming to 4 to go this time by. Has anybody got anything for the 60 of Zach Rinker?
Look now, but some guys on fresh tires, the 25 Alonso Chicano and the 21 of Eric Winfield, sorry, trying to make their way through the field. If there's another yellow, they might have a chance, but it looks like they're all struggling for grip right now.
Alonso Chicano in P4, Eric Wineland P5. How about Dalton Kelly in P6 now as they come 3 laps to go? Zach Rinker still running the fastest laps on track now. Able to maintain and keep that race lead. The last thing he wants to see is another caution come out. You see Wineland looks like he got the wall. Dalton Kelly right there all over him. 0.5 of a second. Half a second is the gap. 2 laps to go. Spinning! Eric Wineland around. And that's going to bring out the caution. That is exactly what we were talking about. That Wineland got loose there. That Rinker did not want the caution. And he's going to have to hold off for at least 1 more restart.
That just opens the door wide open for Alonso Chicano. He's going to be on the 2nd row on this next restart. If he gets a solid restart, he might be able to, give Zach Rinker and Adam Benefield a run for their money.
Got to see here, was there contact between the 45 and the 21, or was that just the 21 get loose? Oh, it was the 21 just sideways there.
I was riding on board with Eric Wineland there, and I noticed a couple of times where he did get loose off the corners, was able to save it, and it just seemed like there he was a little too aggressive on the throttle, and this time wasn't able to save that truck, and that's what allowed him to go around.
So you mentioned that Chicano, fresher tires, he has currently scored 4th. Dalton Kelly is on the freshest tires of this top 5. He's only been on these tires for 20 laps. Dale Legas has got 30-lap-old tires out there in 6th. Brett Bennett on 29-lap-old tires. Craig Fryer, 16-lap-old tires back there in the background there. So we'll have to see. But Dalton Kelly, freshest tires of the front group. So we'll have to see what he's able to pull off here, if anything, on this overtime restart. But it's going to take a little bit of help. That 60 truck has been a rocket ship on restarts. He's been able to pull away every time. Will he be able to hold off for 1 final attempt if it's only the last attempt?
I think he can. I think if he gets an early jump here, it's going to be super hard for any of these guys to get up to him.
I think that 57 is going to try to get right on his back bumper and get right with them to make sure he goes at the same time. But Benefield has also had some pretty good, he's been able to get some pretty good runs, but it's not been every time. So he's going to have to fire off really good this time if he wants to try to get a win here and steal it away from Zach Rinker, who has dominated this race.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that Rinker has not led every lap in this race. I believe he's the only, ever since he got the lead very early, nobody else has led a lap. Dalton Kelly, of course, winning the pole and leading the first few laps.
Yeah, Dalton Kelly had the pole, led about the first, 3 laps, I think. And then after that, it was all Zach Rinker. I mean, nobody was able to contend in stage 1. And then throughout all the cautions and everything in stage 2, he was able to hold off and hold the lead. Same thing with this stint here. No one has taken the lead away from him since then. So just a dominant performance by Zach Rinker, but it's all going to come down to this final restart. If he can hold off here, he'll be able to close it out and lock up another win, another couple bonus playoff points to help him in this next round here. If he wins, he'll advance, which, even without a win right now, he is in the position where he can advance on points. He is all but locked up. If this were to finish and he were to finish anywhere that's not P1. Lights are off. Rinker has dominated this race. Led just about wire to wire. He's led all but about maybe 4-5 laps, if that. won both stages. But now he has to hold off for one final restart, perhaps, if we don't get another one.
Do you think there'll be another caution?
It's hard to tell, but I wouldn't go against it. I honestly think we might have another caution. We might have another guy send it in a little deeper because we got 2 to go. Somebody's going to send it in a little too deep, and somebody's going to wind up getting some hurt feelings. Pace car's off. Rinker, Benefield, the front row once more. Green flag back out, and a good restart by Rinker, but Benefield was able to kind of pull with him. He's going to try to cross him over again. He's to the inside yet again.
The 25 trying to run that outside lane. He's going to try to get a good run coming off the 2. Benefield on the inside of Zach Rinker almost makes contact.
Almost in the back. Bennett in the wall in the back. Doesn't matter. Benefield's right there with Rinker coming to the white flag.
Zach Rinker just really good center exit. He's going to get a great run off of 4. Has set up 1 and 2 on this final lap just perfect.
Adam Benefield second. Cameron Stone all over his back bumper. Alonso Chicano right there as well. They're going to go 3 wide about for second. It's not going to matter. You're wrecking in the back. Craig Fryer, Brett Bennett around, but it's all over. Zach Rinker through 3 and 4 is going to lock up a spot in the next round. He'll win at Richmond. Wrecking at the finish as well. Alonso Chicano goes around. Zach Rinker holds off the hard charge at the end there by Adam Benefield, and he wins yet again in a dominant fashion. He'll take the win here at Richmond.
What a finish there at the end. I mean, Adam Benefield did everything in his power to try to, catch Zach Rinker, but he just couldn't catch him, man. That's crazy. Zach Rinker had all that speed.
Yeah.
Much deserved win for the 60 guys.
And credit to Adam Benefield too. It's a good run, bouncing back and forth throughout the field, ping-ponging from the back to the front, able to finish second. And not only that, but he raced him as clean as he could. He did not just try to drive up into him, nothing like that. Just tried everything he could to get by him without having to use him up. So kudos to that 83 truck. But Zach Rinker is going to be the one to burn it down here at Richmond.
It was 3/1000ths of a second was the difference between Adam Benefield and Alonso Chicano for that second position.
Really close was that 25, but still a podium finish, still a really good finish for him. So with that, of course, Zach Rinker locking up his spot in the next round with that first place finish. Alonso Chicano bringing it home. P3 is going to be a good run for him. Cameron Stone, P4. Dalton Kelly, or actually Dale Lucas finishing P5. Dalton Kelly came home 6th. So good point stays for the both of them. Eric Wineland bringing it home 7th. Brian Haynes was 8th. Jeffrey Armistead 9th. Dustin Hall rounding out your top 10. Craig Fryer brings it home 11th after that incident with Brett Bennett knocked him around. And so a very interesting race from start to finish. But let's see if we can talk to that third place finisher. Let's see if we can give a call down to Alonso Chicano. I believe you've got him down there, Bennett. Or actually, Josh, you got Alonso.
Hey, Alonso, third place finish. Had a great run there. On the outside, coming to the checkered, but just too little too late. It looked like it was 3/1000ths of a second. Walk us through just the chaos in the last few restarts.
Well, I had no tires. I was on really old tires because I used up the one set early on in the race. So I think I was one of the cars or one of the trucks with some of the oldest tires there in the field, and just the way these cautions kept coming out, I was able to just gain a position here and there each and every restart, and just slowly making my way up towards the front. And I was really liking the top row for the restarts just because I was able to time it and kind of make my way around the the people that weren't getting that great of a start. But I was in the end. I just wanted the race to finish. I would have been happy with the top 5. I feel like we should have gotten P2 there. I haven't really looked at the replay. I kind of feel like I got squeezed into the wall a little bit, but I could be wrong. I just didn't really want to get into Adam there, so probably cost us a position, but it is what it is. We'll take a P3. We probably don't deserve it because of the strategy, but we'll gladly walk away with that.
2 races down in round 1 of the 2022 MartinPC.com Truck Series playoffs. We turn our focus to Kansas as the next points-paying race in a few weeks. So, how do you feel about your chances at Kansas since you're trying to get that 25 machine into the second round of the playoffs?
Well, I know that at least with a fixed setup, I'm pretty damn good there, and I do like my chances. We'll see how having an open set affects things, but I do like the track. I feel like I can run pretty well there. Hopefully, we have some decent that we can compete with, and as long as we keep it relatively clean, then we'll probably have a chance to walk away with another top 5.
All right, well, before I let you go, who gets done for you in that 25 machine?
First of all, I'd like to thank Grid Network for sponsoring us, Celsius Energy, K1 Speed, In the Pits News, and I'd like to thank Mardon PC for being the title sponsors of this league. I'd like to thank you guys for broadcasting, and I'd like to thank everyone at home, especially my girlfriend who watches me every single race and supports me a whole lot. So I appreciate everyone who supports us and lets us do this. So yeah, it's been fun. Thankfully, hopefully we put on a decent show for you guys.
Alrighty, well, congrats on the 3rd place finish, and see you next week maybe at the All-Star race.
All right, I'll see you guys there.
That was Alonso Chicano, driver the number 25 machine. And I believe we go to Bennett Allen, who has Adam Benefield.
Oh, good. Adam Benefield, look in the broadcast booth. Great race tonight, finishing P2. He looked really good out there. How did you feel about it?
I don't know. It was up and down night. We never really got a chance to line up on a long run besides Zach. He definitely was good, firing off. And then it would seem like we were even out. And then right where I think our truck would come in, we get a caution just about every time. So I don't know. He won. He almost threw it away with all the. He's got to work on his restarts. I mean, can't keep firing in the same daggone spot every single time. But congrats to him. He won. Finished P2. Had opportunity to move him, but these guys are in the chase. I'm not going to go to that extent to wrecking somebody for a win. And then Alonso says that I squeezed him into. I mean, we're coming to the checker flag. I'm not going to let off the gas. I felt like he had plenty of room. I watched the replay. But P2, move on to the next one.
Yeah, I just want to let you know now that you were my pick to win the race.
Oh, I know. I was watching. That's why I was trying so damn hard on the restarts.
I know, me and you raced. I'm pretty sure you're the one that raced the Rockingham 508 back a couple months ago. So,
yes, sir.
Remember you from that. But do you think there's anything different you could have done, either to improve long run or even short run speed there at the end?
That's the thing. I mean, I don't necessarily think we were hurting I really think the first run, like that first stage, really didn't dictate anything because we started so far back and had to come through everybody. But I do that to myself. It ain't nothing to complain about. But I really think that we had a, a really, really good truck long run. Just short run, I mean, y'all seen it in the broadcast. Like every single time I try to push early, like the truck just, it wasn't going to do it. It was just too free. I had to wait for it to come to me, and I knew it was going to be like that, especially getting deeper into the afternoon and into the night. The track was going to keep cooling down, and eventually it was going to come to me. And I figured it would have helped short run a little bit, but it didn't. So we tried to adjust for it, and just we did everything we could. So looking back, probably would have tried to make a few tweaks to bring in that short run just a little bit earlier, or get the truck to come to me a little bit earlier. But all in all, not bad.
Yeah, man, you looked really good all night. Even after the half spin, mid race, you bounced back, got that track position. It looked really good out there, even though you felt like you might have not looked that great. But we all enjoyed watching up here. Is there anybody you want to tip your cap to before we let you go?
Yeah, everybody at EPI, Dustin Hall, for all the work he does over there on those trucks. He's putting out some hot rods right now. Filter Time, Team Conti, WR1 Sim Chassis, Junior Motorsports. Guys over here in the league for letting me come run. You guys for stepping up and doing a broadcast. Y'all doing great. I don't know who it was. I tried to relay the message during a stage break, but one of y'all's volume was really low, and I think y'all finally adjusted it later on. But and then Brett Bennett. I mean, hey man, Rinker finally won you one. Enjoy it. Have you a cold beer. You can finally, celebrate something.
Well, man, we really enjoyed watching you out here. Congrats on the second place finish, and we'll see you in the All-Star race if you're going to be in that. I don't know if you are or not.
Oh yeah, we'll be there.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Yep. Later.
That was your second place finisher, the 83 of Adam Benefiel. And I think, Dawson, you got our winner.
Indeed, I do. Get him plucked down here. So he can talk to us after that. A dominant performance from Zach Rinker, bringing it home P1. Zach, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
There's not much to begin or end on. You started out second place. You got by Dalton Kelly pretty early on and never looked back. Take us through what that was like, just running, just about wire to wire.
Yeah, truck was pretty perfect all night long. Made a slight adjustment after qualifying there right before the race. And just left it alone. Made the right call there.
And, you were able to get it good. We had a really long green flag run for that first stage, but then after that, cautions started flying, and, it just really started hitting, more and more cautions came out as that run went on. Did that worry you, perchance, that all those cautions kept falling, that maybe someone might have tried to do something and had a run for you there at the end?
Yeah, with that, the restart zone, you don't really have a whole lot of places to restart, so after that many, you kind of run out of spots, so, Adam kind of started to figure out where I was going to go there at the end, but had enough to hold him off there.
Yeah, but you were able to hold him off, so you were pretty much all but locked in on points, but with this win, you do guarantee moving on to the next round here. So how does that make you feel, knowing that you don't got to worry too much about Kansas in the coming weeks, and you can just kind of relax going into that race?
Yeah, pretty good. Gonna have some fun at Kansas, and try and get a couple more points to get through the playoffs.
Alrighty, well, do you have anybody you want to shout out, thank for that team? That 60 truck was bad fast tonight. You got any teammates, anything you want to shout out? Who gets it done for you there in that 60 FFR truck?
Yeah, pay to win setups. Download the setup and went pretty much a slight air pressure adjustment, and that was it. Lights out.
Alrighty, well, Zach Rinker, you're a race winner here tonight. Congrats again, Zach. Moving on to the next round of the playoffs.
Thank you.
And so with that, another exciting run, another great race here tonight at Richmond. Final thoughts from you all. What did you all think about how that race finished out?
Well, I wasn't expecting to have that many cautions at the end, but I thought it was a lot of fun to watch, a lot of fun to commentate with y'all. Really good racing all the way around. People taking their time, some people not taking their time. It was really fun to start getting my feet wet with JCTV, and hopefully I can start doing more of these broadcasts here in the near future.
Yeah, Dustin, I love Richmond. A lot of people have no idea why I love Richmond, but it's just racing like this. Rinker, nobody had anything for Rinker. He was long gone, but there was still racing all throughout the field all night long for every single lap of this race, and I think it was a great show. Absolutely, this was one of the best Richmond races I have seen in a long time, and definitely glad to be in the booth here with you guys. Great job to Bennett, of course, making his JCTV debut, and looking forward to more. But I think Richmond just put on a great show tonight, and that's about it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun broadcasting with you, Dawson, and obviously it's always fun to broadcast with you, Josh, my boss, my sponsor, my friend. It's just thank you for having me up here, and maybe one of these days we can do it again.
And before we sign off, the points updating. We're going to get that last little bit here pulled up for you so we can let you know how things are going to shake up here as we head into our All-Star break. Your two drivers that have won and locked in, Zach Rinker and Eric Wineland, they are moving on to the next round. Dalton Kelly is currently up 37 points. He is 37 to the good. I'd be willing to say he should be close to being safe, but it'll be very, very close. Dale Leakus Jr. jumps up to fourth, 23 points to the good. Craig Fryer and Alonso Chicano now 18 points to the good. Cameron Stone is up 15, and the final spot on the cut line, Nolan Hodson, I believe, is showing up above the cut line. Or no, actually, it's Rich Petrucco, who is currently above the cut line. 9 points separate himself and Nolan Hodson as we head into that break before Kansas. Carl Felber down 27 to the cut line, missing tonight's race. And then Nick Stein and Andrew Schartner down 39 and 63, respectively. They will be the drivers in must-win positions. So Kansas will get a little interesting with some of these guys coming out of the wire here.
Yeah, looking at the races coming up on the schedule, you have Kansas coming up on September 7th. Then the round of 8 starts. You have Bristol, Dega, and Homestead. So a lot of difficult tracks coming up for these drivers, and I think Kansas is going to be the perfect track for a cutoff race. It races really well. It's multi-groove, and if you have your setup on point, you should be able to run just about anywhere. And it's another momentum track. Richmond's a momentum track. Kansas is a momentum track. So I think here in a couple of weeks, it's going to be really exciting to see who comes out on top in that race.
You hit the nail with the hammer there, Bennett. Kansas, it should be very exciting. Great place to have as a cutoff point for the round, the first round of the playoffs. Looking forward to that one. Of course, keep saying it. All-Star break next week at my favorite track, Michigan International Speedway. Really looking forward to that one, and got a couple of really good ones coming up.
And so that'll do it from our coverage here tonight at Richmond. A lot of hard-hitting action, a little bit of ruffled feathers and some feelings hurt, but it's short track racing. What do you expect? Signing off for JCTV, for Bennett Allen, and for Josh Coppernell, I'm Dawson Allen saying so long and have a great rest of your night.